Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Blue Jackets. It's a fun Blue Jackets themed podcast. My name is Kevin, and joining me tonight is my co-host, Hefty Duck. And join us tonight. It's our Boston Bruins friend, Ryan. Hello there, Ryan Wood.
Hello, Wood.
Anyways, on today's show, there is a lot of stuff going on in the Blue Jackets world to talk about. The Blue Jackets get Valeri Nichushkin from Colorado. Big move for the Blue Jackets. I love it. He's going to help out the Blue Jackets, and we're going to tell you why. The Blue Jackets, we're going to talk about the Blue Jackets in their draft. Of course, the NHL draft just happened, and we're going to talk about that. Hello there, Hartsey. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, yeah.
The Blue Jackets had their draft, and we're going to talk about that. They got some good draft picks. We're going to talk about that. We are going to take a huge poop on idiots in the national media, like for idiots like Frank Cervelli and so much more for their idiotic BS and how they make stuff up. Zach Werenski news that is not looking good, but we're not exactly sure what's going on there. There's that. There's Kromarchenko news, and a whole bunch of other stuff to talk about. So let's get going, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Welcome in, everybody. I hope you have all had a good week. Sorry that there was a slight delay in our Twitter stream, but welcome in. I hope you all have had a great week. If you're watching on Twitter, don't forget to check us out on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, check out our Twitter. It's where we post shit. Kevin likes to rip on Ohio State, and we like to just talk a lot of shit mostly. And yeah, check it out. It's a fun time. Check me out too. I'm on Instagram at Lance Schrock Tattoos. Come get some fucking artwork. I guess it's a little early in the show for me to be swearing a lot. Oh well.
Yeah, all right,
I try to wait till about 10-15 minutes in so the algorithm something. I don't know.
Well, we're doing this for shits and giggles, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
That's
algorithm
fair.
my ass. It's always been, and we've never claimed to be anything more than a fan podcast.
Yeah.
Gotta save it for Frank.
Oh, for sure. He's getting it pretty good, and I'm ready to do that, but not yet. But anyway, so yeah, you should check out our show's Twitter page. I have ripped on Ohio State, but I've also shown support for Ohio State. So I got to give a little pushback to Hefty Duck there on that. But hey, check it out.
Oh, no, it's fully warranted.
Well, yeah, sometimes it's fully warranted. Sometimes, it is what it is.
We like
but
them, but yeah.
Also show support for the Blue Jackets because we like the Blue Jackets. So check out our show's Twitter page. Also, you should totally like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would be greatly appreciated. And one last thing from me is don't forget to check out Uni Blue Soldiers. Check out Uni Blue Soldiers. It's a fun Blue Jackets themed fan group that I run. We do marches to cheer on the Blue Jackets and so much more. So check out Union Blue Soldiers. All right, then. To start off the show, we will be talking about the Blue Jackets getting Valeri Nichushkin from Colorado. I like this move. Why? Because if there's something that you could say about the Blue Jackets that you would like to see them have is a guy that could play in the top six, get first or second line minutes from someone else that's not named like Adam Fantilli or Kirill Marchenko or one of those guys, some other guy. Because if you're playing the Blue Jackets, that's where you go after. If you take those guys out, good chance you're probably going to beat the Blue Jackets. But You don't have to worry about that anymore because we get Valerie Nichushkin, a guy who can play up and down the lineup. He's going to be a real good top 6 guy for us, and he's a guy that gives you 20, 30 goals a season. He's big, he's physical, he's hard to play against, and I just love it. The Blue Jackets gave him some draft picks for him, so, oh well. It is what it is. Draft picks are nice, but, it's okay. It's okay to give some up to go get a guy that will be very beneficial to you, and that is Valerie Nichushkin. So I like this move. I really do. Big, physical, hard to play against, and the dude can score goals. He's been a guy that gets you 20 to 30 goals, and I like that. So nicely done, Blue Jackets. I like this.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what the kid can do. This last weekend, I gotta be off topic for a second. We had this massive flash sale luau thing at work, and I was very, very busy. So unfortunately, I did not get a lot of chance to watch the draft or look into some of these guys. But I believe that his name was one of the ones that we talked about last week on the show. And I remember us being like fairly positive on this kid. You know me, always with the freaking stats. I'm sure I brought him up last week, but just for all y'all. So Oscar Hemming, he had a little bit of like issue with his Finnish contract with his Finnish team. What was that? Keko Espoo under 20, maybe, or was it the Finland under 18 team? Anyway, he did in fact play 19 games for Boston College this last season. In those 19 games, he had 1 goal, 7 assists for 8 points. He almost averaged 1 penalty minute per game. He had 18 penalty minutes. So not the most wild, crazy numbers, but good to see. Let's see. Elite Prospects has him listed at 6'4", 198, left shooter, forward. Yeah, I don't know a ton by him. It looks like all the rankings, like I don't know if you guys use Elite Prospects, but they have like the rankings for draft, and it's 15, 18, 15, 15, 14, 10, 15. So right about in the spot that he was expected to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he did play some international games last year as well for Finland. He played, so in that he scored a lot more. So I'm imagining when he comes into the NCAA, especially if he's like a freshman or something like that, he's probably not going to get as much play time as like the seniors and juniors are, or whoever else is on the team. It's Boston. There's a lot of good players. But he did play 6 games for Finland, and in those 6 games, he had 5 goals, 2 assists for 7 points. So I'm guessing that this kid's a pretty big deal. Let's hope that we have a little more luck with this Finn than we did the last.
Yeah. But Valerie Nichushkin, I like that move that the Blue Jackets did there. So what you feeling there?
Oh, sorry. Did I skip one? I spaced for like a hot second. I was doing all the posts and whatnot. Nichushkin. Well, you know me and my friggin' stats. So 31 years old, born in Russia, went first round, 10th overall in 2013, 13 years ago, right? Valerie Nichushkin. So in his career, he entered in the league at 18. He played his first full season as an 18-year-old in Dallas. He played 79 games that year. So came into the league hot. Unfortunately, I don't know if he was injured or just played in AHL a ton the next year. He didn't play as much. So he spent 4 years in Dallas, and for the last 3, 6, 7 years has been playing with Colorado. He's put up some pretty okay numbers with them. I believe he was part of the Stanley Cup winning Colorado team.
Yes.
And I'm curious if he's friends with Jack Johnson then from who was just playing. He played for the Avalanche and played for the Blue Jackets, right? Let me just go over some numbers from this last season, 2025-2026. He played 72 games, 17 goals, 32 assists for 49 points, plus 9, 26 penalty minutes. In his whole career, this is interesting, he's only been minus twice, and that was twice in Dallas. He's been a positive plus minus his whole career, which we've talked about this a million times, not the most amazing stat to use, plus minus, but that shows to me that he's at least been on lines that play some freaking defense too. And we need two-way players. We need guys that are going to forecheck, backcheck, just play some freaking defense here and there, even though you're not a defender. So I'm looking forward to that. It looks like he's not played a ton of. It looks like he's missed quite a few games and throughout his whole. He's never played a full season. I don't know if it's due to injury or if he's just scratched sometime or.
So it's not an issue anymore because he's fixed it, but he's had some issues with drugs and everything, and that's gotten in the way. But he's
it happens, dude. I as long as you show up and you play your hardest and you try your best, I got nothing against you for anything like that. So shit happens. It is what it is. It's a high stress job, so I kind of understand a little bit. I did see something about that in the Aaron Portzline article as well. We'll talk about the article later. So overall, let's see. Let's compare him real quick to the Columbus Blue Jackets last season. So in 2025-2026, he had 17 goals and 32 assists for 49 points. If he were on the Blue Jackets last year with 49 points, that would have put him at the 5th best overall Blue Jacket. And that would have put him at the 5th most goals, tied with Dmitry Voronkov, and that would have given him about the 5th most. So right away, they welcomed in a player that did better than Boone Jenner last year. And do I think Boone Jenner sucks? Absolutely not. Do I think that's a whole nother discussion. I was about to start launching into do I think he's going to be around next season?
To be determined.
To be determined. So right away, we're getting a guy who's it's very much I don't see him as being too much different from Boone Jenner as far as stats wise. Age wise, they're very similar too. But we have Nichushkin is listed as a right wing as opposed to a center. So I think the Blue Jackets have decided that they have enough centers with Ventilli, Coyle, Jenner, Monahan, Sillinger all being listed as a center, along with Johnson, Heinen, and Gonson. They're all listed as centers. Luca Del Belblez is listed as center. So picking up the Oscar Hemming for the left wing and picking up this guy for the right wing. Not bad, especially for draft picks. We were talking about this either off air or last week or something like that. How looking at the Stanley Cup winning teams and like Vegas and Florida and how often they've been trading their draft picks and stuff like that. I mean, they're wheeling and dealing all the time, and I don't know. This whole last week just kind of messed with my mindset as far as what I think about the Blue Jackets a little bit. So, I'm still trying to be very optimistic about this. I'm looking through this through rose-colored glasses of optimism still. We are Ohio sports fans.
Yeah.
Still.
That's all you can be is optimistic.
Yeah.
I'm going to laugh about it or I'm going to cry about it.
Or both.
I don't. Yeah, it's fair.
Either way, you're ending up in the shower on the floor.
That's fair. I need to combine
Knees
those
to your
two.
chest.
I don't find time for both.
Yeah. I mean, well,
Marinating freestyle.
I was just say tub of ice cream in one hand, plump to the toaster in the other.
So, anything else?
Sweet, nice.
You have anything else to say before we get to wine and Heartsy?
No, I just I'm still trying to remain optimistic with all of the noise around this team, and I'm going to still believe in how they have the Iser plan in Detroit. That looks like it might be falling apart. Or have the Waddell. Oh man, what
Ours is
wrong
better.
with Waddell? We have the Dawn. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know, the Waddell wagon. I don't know what to tell you.
Waddell wagon. I like it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I like
You
that
can
alliteration. Great. Anyway,
copyright that
that's all
one.
I got. What do you guys think of Valerie Nichushkin? Do you know much about him, like other than I don't know, plays for the Avalanche?
Yeah, I mean, I like the move for Columbus. I do. He's got size. He can make plays. He can score. He's been clutch in the playoffs for Colorado, especially during that 2022 Stanley Cup run. He was very clutch for them, particularly in the Stanley Cup final against Tampa Bay. He was very good. Yeah, and you only gave up a second, a third, and a fifth, I believe.
Yeah.
Which, those are lottery tickets. I mean, there's no guarantee any of those picks make the NHL. So, and especially when you see the inflated trade market right now, like you see guys that are putting up like similar production to Nichushkin, but are getting like 2 first-round picks, and you didn't even give up a single first-round pick.
That's
You
right.
still made your You still made your Oscar Hemming selection. So, yeah, I think that's a really good trade for Columbus.
Yeah. Heartsy, do you have anything to say?
I mean, anything that Wine, pretty much the same that Wine's already said. He's a pretty clutch player. He's got like, and he's not really expensive contract wise. I mean, at least I don't think he's only making $6.1 million. And he's in like year 5 of an 8-year deal too.
Yeah, that too.
So he's
There's
signed into you got for like another 4 years now.
Yeah, 3-4 years.
Yeah, his contract expires in 2028, and plus he's only like, it's not like you're getting a washed up veteran guy. He's only 31. He's still got some form of youth left in him, even though it might not be much.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like I know
I think you got a good winger.
I know our Columbus friend Owen wasn't the biggest fan of it at the time, right when it dropped. But I think that was more the amount of draft picks versus what the actual draft picks were. But
yeah.
Again,
I mean, you didn't trade the 4th overall pick for it.
Oof.
Yeah, that
is
something.
I can tell this
is a good deal. Honestly, I think you got a pretty good return. It's a good deal.
Well,
love it,
I can tell you this because I live in the Chicago area. I live in Illinois, and when that happened, just listen to how some of the Chicago media heard about that when that news came out, and basically they're like, well, we like Bowen Byram, but what the heck was that garbage? Why did we give up 2 draft picks and a defenseman for that? Because they were not, very happy with that. Like, you didn't have a very good season, and, Connor Bedard needs some help, and you could have used that pick 4 to get some help, and you didn't do that. So, like, that's the basic idea from many people in, like, the Chicago media when I saw some stuff on like Twitter and watching some videos from like people in the Chicago media where they're just like where they weren't very happy with it. We'll just say
it wasn't that bad. Like that's like they have their offensive guy. Now they have a guy that he got 42 points last season, 11 goals, 31 assists. Like
their big thing is like
You're rebuilding.
I still think the 4th overall pick is way too much to give up for Bowen Byram.
Yeah, and
that's fair.
And they're
not
like,
even a forward. And then they traded. Who else? They just traded a guy too, like one of their wingers. What was it? Was it Teravainen? I think they traded him.
Tuvo Teravainen.
Burakovsky, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, they traded Burakovsky.
So
It's
so
like,
that was the big thing of the Chicago media. It's like, well, we like Bo Byram, but I don't like everything else. And like Connor Bedard
that could have been Chase Reed they picked. You know?
Yeah, and like Bowen Byram like hasn't really established himself as a top pairing defenseman, really.
No,
Like he's
he's
kind of
not.
been a second pair guy.
That's the theory by the Chicago media. Like, we like Bo Byram, but why did you give up pick 4? And Connor Bedard needs help, and you could have used that
Stupid.
pick 4 for help.
Yeah, like the 4th overall pick would have like alone would have already been an overpay for me, and then you're also including a high second round pick and another defenseman with that.
Yeah,
Like that's just way too much. And they're gonna have to extend him.
yes.
Yeah, because they're in like his last year of a contract.
Mm-hmm.
No
Yeah.
good. No good.
Is no good. Anyways, so overall, nicely done, Blue Jackets. We like that you got Valeri Nichushkin. Good move. I like that. Anyways, on to the next thing I would like to talk about. The Blue Jackets had their draft, and we'll also get Wyan and Hartsey in here to talk about the Flyers and the Bruins draft as well. But for now, the Blue Jackets, I like their draft. I do. They had a good draft. It started off, Hefty Ducks already said something about it, but I'll say something about it, is their first round draft pick, Oscar Hemming. This is a guy who should have been in the top 10, but the Blue Jackets got him at pick 14, so that's a steal right there. But the reason is because he's from Finland, and he was supposed to play play in the junior leagues up in Canada for the Kitchener Rangers, but he was under contract with a team in Finland, and the team in Finland was not going to let him do that. There was just contract issues and negotiations back and forth between the Kitchener Rangers and the team in Finland, and it just wasn't working out. So eventually it got to a point to where him playing for the Kitchener Rangers was just not going to be a thing. It was not going to happen. So, Oscar Hemming and probably like his agent are probably like you got to let us play somewhere. Because he wasn't going to play in Finland. So you got to let us play somewhere. So they came to an agreement and they let him play at Boston College. That didn't happen until like December. So you missed out on games in October and November. That's development that you could have had that made yourself better. You could have had better stats, and you put all those things together, and that's why he went lower in the draft than he should have. But in the end, it worked out for the Blue Jackets because they get someone that should have been top 10, but they get him at 14, so that's good. Oscar Hemming, this man is a big man. He's 6'3", 200-plus pounds. He's big, he's physical, he's hard to play against, and the dude can score goals. You watch the highlights of him, and he can really shoot the puck. And you put all those things together, and you're like, yeah, that's a guy that should have been top 10. But he wasn't, and in the end, the Blue Jackets get him at 14. So overall, really good pick. And there were some teams that tried to, get the Blue Jackets pick at pick 14. Because Don Waddell talked about this, that they were considering trading that pick. Whether you trade that pick for like a player to help you out now, whether that be you could have traded up, you could have traded down. They were considering trading that pick. But then once it became obvious that they could get Oscar Hemming, that was the end of that. They were not trading the pick, that they had to get Oscar Hemming. So there's that. Another thing to consider here is that if you look at the Blue Jackets prospect pool, they don't have a lot of like good winger prospects. Most of their good prospects are either like center or defenseman. Luca Del Belbaluz, center, Caden Lindstrom, center, and then defenseman prospects like they got Guillaume Richard, they got Corson Ceulemans, Charlie Elick is a defenseman, so, and then those are other defenseman prospects too, not off the top of my head, but they have those, and so it's like most of your good prospects are either defensemen or centers. Like you do need some wingers in there to help balance things out. That's another thing you have to consider here, because you don't want to be in a spot where you need a winger and you look at your prospect pool and it's like, oh, well, we can't do that because we have no wingers. Because, the Blue Jackets have been last couple drafts here, they've been drafting centers and defensemen. Load up, build up that center and defenseman depth. But now they need some wingers. So that's another reason why this pick for Oscar Hemming makes sense. So that's that. They got in the 4th round. The Blue Jackets continue with their Big Ten.
Hell yeah. Ohio boy. Well,
that's
technically he's from Missouri, I think. But he's been in Ohio for a while.
He's from Michigan, but he's basically been an Ohio guy for
Michigan, my bad.
His life.
I knew it was one of the M states.
So Evan Jardin, he's in the 4th round, and the Blue Jackets, he's at Ohio State. And if you pay attention to the Blue Jackets, historically, they like Big Ten guys, whether that be from Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan State, Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State. The Blue Jackets like Big Ten guys. So it's not surprising that the Blue Jackets got another Big Ten guy with Evan Jardin. They got, I'm not going to try and pronounce the guy's name because it's kind of an Italian sounding name that's kind of hard to say, but they got a guy in the 2nd round who should have been 1st round, but he got hurt and that pushed him down in the 2nd round. But he's also, good 200-foot guy, can play a little offense, a little defense, little goals, sort of thing. So that's that. I'm going to put
Kevin.
What?
His name is Alessandro Diorio, I believe.
Yes, Alessandro Diorio. Yes, when I saw that, I'm like, that dude has to be Italian, and he probably makes a good spaghetti and meatball or a lasagna. So
sounds mildly racist, but it's okay.
Which is, I was gonna say it might be, but you can think that. But the guy's from Vaughan, Ontario. So
hey, you know what? I don't care.
French then, right?
I mean that. I mean
no,
that in a
Ontario. It's a good thing.
I mean what I say in a good way. I do not mean that.
Hands in the sauce.
Well, it could be more of a French last name because French Canadian.
Yeah. But anyways, so I'm going to put this up on the screen here. So this is what the Blue Jackets did. So we talked about the 1st round draft pick.
And people are already bitching.
Oh wait, that's the development camp roster. That's it. We're try again. We're going to take this.
That's a conversation.
We'll talk about that in a bit too because people are getting started.
But we got to
one day.
Yeah. For one day. Okay, here we go. All right, this is I'm going to put this up on the screen here. Okay, this is the Blue Jackets draft. So, pick 1 is Oscar Hemming, and then Alessandro Diorio, the 3rd round pick. He should have been higher in the draft, but we got him in the 3rd round because he got hurt. Evan Jardin, he's the Big Ten guy, Ohio State. Parker Snell, he's from the Edmonton Oil Kings. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name, but I know he's from Finland.
Uronen.
Uronen?
Uronen. We'll go with Uronen. That's much better than Uronen.
Jonas Woo. He's Canadian.
Woo!
I like that. If he makes it to the Blue Jackets, there will be
a
chance.
I'd love to yell "woo" when he comes out.
People will be going woo, Hartsy.
It's like people going boo.
Woo!
And then Philip Novak, pick round 7. He's from a European country. I don't remember which one, but the general consensus of when I read different articles about the Blue Jackets draft and different draft experts, the general consensus is that they like what the Blue Jackets did.
Kevin.
Heartsake.
Czech.
Yeah,
He's from Czechia.
Talk about some of these draft picks yet too.
He's Czech. All right, thank you, Heartsy. Thank you.
Czech.
So, but I've been kind of going on a little long here, so I'll just finish it up and then we'll get everyone else in here.
Yeah.
But the general idea is that people like what the Blue Jackets did. Of all the picks, they really like the Oscar Hemming pick because big, physical, can score goals, hard to play against, and if you can play at a school like Boston College that is historically good at hockey, that means you're doing something right. So overall, the Blue Jackets, people like what the Blue Jackets did with the draft. So I've said enough for now. So we'll get Hefty Duck and everyone else in here.
Yeah. So, that is not a prospect. That is Jack Williams. We'll talk about him at some point. I'm just gonna talk about like the top 4, maybe 3 or whatever picks we have. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but I just want to go give a quick rundown. So, I already talked about Oscar Hemming quite a bit. So I'm gonna move on to Alessandro Di Iorio. From Vaughan, Ontario, Canada. All right, so he's 18 years old. He comes in at 6'1", 194. Shoots right, is a center. So, yeah, another center for the Blue Jackets. He plays for the Sarnia Sting in OHL. Last season, he had 45 games played, 12 goals, 19 assists for 31 points, 16 penalty minutes, and was a -37. Oosh. That's rough. So, he played for the Canada under 18. He was the alternate captain for them at the World Juniors under 18 this last year. 5 games played, no goals, but he had 3 assists and it was a +5. So, yeah, I don't really know much more than what I'm seeing here. It looks like his rankings, his highest ranking was 31, his lowest ranking was 92. Average looks like it was around 60, which is close to so I don't know if the Blue Jackets got a steal here or not. He's almost all of his rankings are better than the 94th pick. So let's go over to Evan Jardine. All right, so this guy, we were just talking about him a little bit ago. Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, USA. He comes in at 6 foot 185, left-hand shoot. He's an 18-year-old forward. And so his highest ranking was ranked 60, and his lowest ranking was 160. So it looks like the average being about 75 to 95 is the average. And he was taken 121st overall. So once again, maybe got a little bit higher of a pick. What I do like about this is that they're looking within the state a bit. So although he's from Michigan, that's the way it goes. He has played 3 seasons for the Youngstown Phantoms. Well, 2.5 really, and that's the USHL. And this is a team I'm familiar with. Last season, he played 53 games, had 27 goals, 34 assists for 61 points in 53 games. That's more than a point per game. The season before that wasn't quite as productive. Did 62 games, 20 goals, 24 assists for 44 points. If that can translate to the NHL, he'll make it. He is a 4th-round pick. You never know. We were just was a wine that said it's kind of a lottery card. So lottery ticket, whatever. So you never know quite what you're going to get, but he is also going to Ohio State. this next year. So he'll be close by. Be close by the facilities. Apparently, he gave a tour to like some of the Blue Jackets scouts recently over at Ohio State. They met him over there to do like an interview and all that, which is pretty cool. So looking forward to hopefully seeing him in the show one day. So last one I'm going to talk about here is Parker Snell, only because really he is a goaltender. Parker Snell, let's see where he's 18 years old, born in St. Albert, Alberta, Canada. Goaltender, comes in at 6'2", 176. So fairly big dude, not the biggest ever, but he catches left, so he's right-handed, I would guess. Looks like last season he played a whole season for the Edmonton Oil Kings. He had 33 games played. His goals against average was .274. Save percentage was .895. Sorry, 2.74 if you care. Goals against 86, 73 saves, 3 shutouts, went 21, 9, and 1. That's pretty good, I think. And as a goaltender, it's very rare that they go in like the first round or two. Here and there they might, but looks like he was ranked. He was ranked number 19 in North American goalies by NHL Central Scouting. So for goalies, he was ranked there. His actual rankings in like the draft was like 297. So, the Blue Jackets are always looking for their next Bobrovsky. The one that got away. Well, I'm sorry, the one. Let's talk maybe the 10th one that got away. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, overall, I'm not disappointed with this. We're about to see Piotr. What's his name? Yeah, that guy. He's at development camp this week. See a little bit of news about him. I'm not too sure. Other than the Ivan guy, what's the Ivan guy from?
Sergei Ivanov.
So
he's in Russia.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about any other goalie prospects the Blue Jackets have other than them, but yeah. So now there's another.
Yeah. So, okay. So, Wine, before you get to the Bruins draft, because you're in Massachusetts, so you're more likely to know about Boston College compared to me and other people. So, anything about Oscar Hemming and the whole, Boston College thing and just anything in general.
Yeah, so I can't say I paid like a lot of attention to. Sorry, hold on. I can't say I paid like a lot of attention to Oscar Hemming particularly, but I will say that when he did make the jump to Boston College, it appeared that him and James Hagen's Bruins prospect drafted 7th overall last year.
Wow.
It appeared they had some pretty decent chemistry at the start.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a big guy, like you guys said, and I wouldn't worry too much about the lack of production right away, because that's a big jump to make. The NCAA is not an easy league.
Right.
And yeah, like for example, Dean Letourneau, another Bruins prospect, he had a pretty abysmal freshman season at Boston College, only putting up 3 assists in 36 games, no goals.
Right.
But then this year, he goes on to lead the entire Hockey East in power play goals. So, development isn't linear, so I wouldn't worry too much about the production side of things for Hemming. I think he'll get better as he gets more comfortable with Boston College.
And there's something to be said that you're doing it at a school like Boston College that is historically good at hockey. It's getting to college hockey is hard as it is, but then you're going to a top school like Boston College, and that just, for some people, that just makes it even harder. But once you get used to it, you're going to be fine. So I'm honestly not worried that that much. There's just certain schools that I would want my prospects to be at, whether that be Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, Michigan State, Boston College, whatever. So, like, if you're there, that means you're doing something right, and we're going to get a good guy out of there. But, anyways, that's besides the point. So, overall, pretty good draft there, Blue Jackets. I like it. So, Ryan, how would you I'll take that. What would you say about the Bruins draft?
Yeah, so overall, I mean, well, I guess I should mention first of all that they they did originally have the 23rd overall pick in this draft, but it was traded away basically right at the start of the draft for Utah Mammoth forward JJ Peterka. He's 24 years old. He's a skilled winger that can help the Boston Bruins right now and in the future because he's still relatively young,
Right.
which I think that's a player that the Bruins should be targeting given the current state of their team.
Right.
You know, I don't think they should be spending first round picks on, say, like Vincent Trocheck, who's 32 years old. I think someone like Peterka, who's still skilled but young, still has a lot of years left as well. I think that was, and you know, the 23rd overall pick, and they also traded another first round pick in the future that they obtained from the Florida Panthers. Their first round pick in 2028, which, you know, more than likely is going to be very late, a very late pick in the first round. So you're basically trading a second round pick with that one. So yeah, I like that move for the Bruins. But as far as the actual draft, there were some things I liked and didn't like about it. Um, so yeah, starting off with their, sorry, I just lost it. Fuck. Let me get that back. So yeah, in the second round, 56th overall pick. It's funny you guys brought up Sergei Ivanov, Russian goaltender, because the Bruins with their second round pick, 56th overall, took a Russian goalie named Yuri Ivanov,
Interesting.
which,
Wow.
you know, yeah. But name aside, I don't think that was a very like smart pick by the Bruins. I don't think goalie is something they necessarily need. I think there were definitely other positions they should have addressed with a pick of that caliber. Um, and you know, he put up good numbers to be fair in the Russian league. But yeah, I think there were other positions they could have targeted, like right shot defense in particular is an area of weakness within the organization that I think should have been addressed more in this draft. Because, you know, with goalie, you're paying Jeremy Swayman for 6 more years. So,
a lot of money.
yeah. And, you know, you can only play one goalie at a time in the NHL. So, you know, you can have him as your backup, but I mean, that's not going to be for another probably like 5 years, anyways. So, and you already have other goalie prospects as well, like Michael DiPietro, the 2-time AHL goalie of the year. You have him in the AHL right now. And you obviously have Corpusalo signed still. So, yeah, I don't think goalie was the position they should have targeted in the second round.
All right.
That's an early
Yeah.
goalie pick.
Yeah, he was I believe he was the first goalie off the board
Damn.
in the entire draft. So, yeah. I mean, I will say I like their next 2 picks more. They with the third round pick, 88th overall, they took Nils Bartholdsen, a Swedish right winger. He played in the he hold on. He played for Rogel BK, the U20 Swedish league. He's 5'11". He had 23 goals and 19 assists in 32 games. And he earned a call up to the Rogel VK in the SHL. So, you know, I think that's a good I think that's a good risk for some skill there, even if he's a little bit undersized. I don't think that's necessarily a problem. Um, and then with their first fourth round pick, 104th overall, they took a Russian forward, Matvey Kotkov. He played in the MHL last season with other Bruins prospect Kirill Yemelyanov. And he had 14 goals and 17 assists in 36 MHL regular season games. And he was the team playoff MVP after posting 9 goals and 6 assists in 18 playoff games. So, yeah, I like that there's some chemistry there with another Bruins prospect. And he seemed to be productive in the MHL. But, yeah, we'll see on that one. They took Oscar Olsen with the 122nd overall pick. I don't got a ton to say about him. He's 6'4", 187 pounds. Jacob Vandeven was their 157th overall pick, a defenseman. He was a forward-turned defenseman, very similar to Mason Lowry. So we'll see how that plays out. And then round 6, they took another goalie, believe it or not. Roberto Henriquez, 6'2". I mean, I don't know why you need to take another goalie there. And they finally draft a right-handed defenseman in the 7th round with the 216th overall pick, Cullen McCrate, 6'2", 205 pounds, right shot, which I just think overall they needed to address the right defense position more than they did in this draft and not take so many goalies.
Yeah. Is that all you have to say, Wine?
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I mean,
All right, Hard C, just give us some thoughts on the draft that the Flyers had.
Oh boy. Well, we were gonna pick 21, but we traded back to 27 with San Jose. You saw my reaction to that, Devin.
I did. We were
But
on the Discord. We're on the Discord with Wahayan and you, Hartsey, and
yeah, I mean,
and we're watching the draft on the Discord, and we're like, oh, we're so, because I'd already seen the Blue Jackets pick and whatnot, and we get there and like, oh, it's time. The Flyers are gonna pick Hartsey. We're all so excited, and then they trade the pick, and then you ripped on them for it. And it's like, because you were going to end it after the Flyers pick, and then you did that. It's like, I'm going to end it. It's like, no. You got to keep going until the Flyers pick. We got to see who the Flyers pick. And then they picked. And then so I won't say who they picked, but I know. We saw your reaction, so we got a kick out of that. But
yeah.
go ahead, Artsy.
What our first round pick traded it back so at 27 we took Maxim Sokolovsky, defenseman, played for the London Knights, so we have a couple of those guys who played with Barkey and like Bonk and all those guys. But he is a large man. He is 6'8", 240 pounds, left-handed shot. Like he's
Don Cherry loves it.
Don Cherry, yeah, we got a good old 6'8", 200 something pounds. But yeah, he's a massive guy. He hits hard. He can stop the rush. So I like him. I see a lot of Chris Pronger in him. And then we took another defenseman with at 53. I think his name is Breck Lisk. If I can get that name right by the end of the off season, that would be nice. Fun fact about him, that this kid grew up a Flyers fan, probably one of the biggest Flyers fans. Like literally just a few years ago, he's at the Flyers training camp taking pictures with players. He played. We got him, Brett Lisk. If I swear I'm going to get that name right. 6'2", 190. The Flyers prioritized like size in this, a right-handed shot. So I think he put up 24 points in 52 games in his last season with Everett in the WHL. And then, with our second round pick at 62, we took a goaltender, Martin. I'm not going to get that last name right, so I'm not even going to try. But we took a 6'5", 185-pound left-handed catch goaltender from Czech. And then with our 4th round pick, we took another Czech goalie because why the fuck not, right?
Yeah.
Marek Skalinka. I'm not gonna get these names right. So, and then we took with our 3rd round pick, I believe 3rd round pick, if I can. Oh no, we didn't have a 3rd. We didn't have a 3rd. We had our 4th round pick at 130. And then fuck, this is so hard. These names are. I'm looking at these names and I'm like struggling to read them, and that's throwing me off. But at 136, round 5, we took KJ Sauer. He's a center from St. Cloud, Minnesota. He's 6'3", 203 pounds, right-handed center. And then with our 7th round pick, 213, we took Max, and I'm going to try to say it, but it's Max Latikinen. Probably wrong. He Finnish defender, 5'11", 185, shoots right-handed. A lot of things to complain about. They weren't really that. A lot of Flyers fans weren't happy with the draft, but then again, Flyers fans are miserable. So, I mean, I do like the Sokolovsky pick.
Yeah,
that was a good pick. That's really all I can say about that, though. I mean, the Flyers, they had a middle of the pack draft. So I'm not gonna say nothing else.
I would say the same for the Bruins, just middle of the pack, nothing special.
Nothing special. We didn't really take any shockers. I'm excited to see Sokolovsky though.
I honestly hope he makes the league.
I do too, because he's fucking huge. Like, he is massive.
He could be your Chara.
He could be the next Chara. I mean, he would be the next Chara if the Sharks didn't take a 7'1" player.
Oh my god, yeah.
No shit. That's huge. You gotta think about how big he is on skates yet too.
yeah.
That's without skates.
I mean,
You know, like imagine Nick Blankenberg having to post up on that guy. You know?
I mean, it's
the Sharks had a phenomenal draft, by God.
The Sharks had such a good draft.
Dude,
it pisses me off how good of a draft they had.
So if you had to give them a letter grade, like personally, I think the Blue Jackets are right around a C. I think it was like pretty good. I don't think it was horrible, but it wasn't, they got the 14th pick. It's right about middle of the pack where a C would be. So what do you guys think for your teams?
C is fair for the Flyers.
I felt like that talking with you guys about it. I was like, we all sound kind of like our teams were like, okay.
Yeah, we didn't really have that great. I mean, let's be honest, this draft was so top heavy. I mean, nothing like outside of the top 10, there was nothing major. So, I mean, Ryan Lynn, that was the guy that I wanted the Flyers to take at 21, but they traded back. And
just
remember, again, just for the Sharks to take him, and then like. That's another thing Kevin knows about. I really wanted Ryan Lynn.
You did.
Yeah, that would have been a good pick. But
that would have taken it from a C to like a B- personally.
But, for the Bruins, I'll go like C- probably.
Yeah, possibly because of the second round pick, you think?
Yeah, I think the second round pick kind of bumps it down a little bit for me. Like, probably could have gotten someone else there other than a goalie.
We took 2 Czech goalies back to back.
Really?
Vladar's got that influence.
Yeah, like taking 2 goalies when you don't really need them. Like, C- I would say.
Not to say that, it's nothing against the 2 guys but nothing against the guys that we took. Obviously, it's just like, man, this draft didn't have no major like other than Gavin McKenna, but we knew like where he was going. And I guess like Who else? Like, who else is a major name in
Stenberg.
this draft? Stenberg?
Yeah, I would say
McKenna,
McKenna and
Stenberg.
Stenberg are the real like headliners.
Yeah, those were the headliner picks, and I mean, there was nothing. There's nothing. It wasn't. It's nothing to write home about. It's not like It's not like, oh, this draft was shit, man. It was like, no, this draft was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, and something
The
funny,
Chicago
like during-
Blackhawks are fucking idiots. Can we just get to that? Can we
yeah,
skip that
Yeah,
part?
dude.
yeah,
The Chicago Blackhawks could and like should be more like the San Jose Sharks because like
yeah.
the Sharks got Celebrini and now they're doing all like this shit to move forward with them, and then
Kyle
they got
Davidson
Bedard,
needs
and
to
there's like,
be-
oh well,
Yeah, like
We-
the
we-
Hawks
we
got
got-
Bedard before Celebrini, and they're still behind. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, like,
What
what
are you
the
doing
fuck?
out there? Like
is-
there aren't not a lot of people are gonna say no to Chicago. Like people they could make some good moves, but
yeah,
There
in
is a,
theory, like, yeah,
there is a good point to be made that Hefty Duck just said there. Is like you look at what the Sharks have been doing. It's like they're in a spot where they haven't been doing as good, and they've had draft picks and they just use them. They haven't really traded them. Maybe you could have made the argument they could have, but no. But they just use draft picks to build their team up. They had 3 draft picks this draft. They had 2, 9, and they had like one. The one that they traded down, they'll traded up with the Flyers, and you got those guys that you can help out your team. Because like the thing is like there's no guarantee because they got 2 and 9, and there's no guarantee that they have been a team that's been slowly getting better over the years. They finished with 86 points this season, and
They
if
could
you
have
can,
made the playoffs.
yeah,
Like,
they
were
almost
pretty close.
they're pretty close. They almost made the playoffs. So if you continue that trend, then more likely than not, you will never get another chance to have picks 2 and 9 again. So then when you do have those picks, you got to take advantage of those picks and use those picks to get something. Because more likely than not, you won't get a chance to have those picks again. So you use the picks, and then I know I said it earlier on in the show, but many in the Chicago media and Blackhawk fans are not happy with what they did because you have a season where you're not very good. You get the 4th pick, and Connor Bedard really needs help. And instead of using that to get help, you trade that. And there's a lot of people that are Blackhawks fans in the Chicago media because I live in the area, so I see what Chicago media is saying, what our Blackhawks fans are saying, and a lot of people in the Chicago media and Blackhawks fans are not very happy with that.
yeah. Like the thing is, there were defensemen in this draft that literally could be better than Bowen Byram, like in a few years.
Like Chase Reed.
Yeah, like there wasn't a single
got
defenseman off the board at the 4th overall pick.
No,
So they
there
would have
wasn't.
had their pick of the litter when it comes to which defenseman they would have wanted, and there were many good options. Like you had Chase Reed, Carson Carls, Daxon Rudolph, who actually went there.
Yeah,
You would have
man.
had Schmitz. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say Albert Smits or Keaton Verhoff. Like there were so many guys, and there
like
was a
I was
good
definitely
run
big
of
on.
defensemen.
I was big on Carson Carls personally, but yeah.
Yeah, I think Calgary. Yeah, Calgary. That's kind of a Calgary and Seattle both got steals when it comes to defensemen.
Yeah.
Like
For
I don't know
sure.
how Chase Reed dropped to 7.
Yeah,
I
like
thought he
that's
would be the
not what
first
that would
defenseman
not
off.
have been on my board.
Yeah,
Or my bingo
I thought he
card.
was the first. Yeah, he could have.
oh, I totally
There
missed
was
the
a good
comment.
chance he was the first one off.
Real quick, we don't gotta discuss it too much. We had Kiefer Trips. The Oreo is crazy. Watched him in juniors. Hell yeah.
Good to know.
Hopefully he continues being crazy. Sorry, continue. I just wanted to get that before we completely
Crazy,
forgot.
go stupid.
Yeah, with the San Jose Sharks, like to get that 9th overall pick, they traded William Eklund, who was part of their core. But
Yeah.
they recognized that with the 2nd overall pick, they could probably get Stenberg. So that sort of makes Eklund expendable in that way, and you take advantage of it.
Yeah, a lot of people are overpaying for picks was kind of like the theme is
Oh God, yeah.
Overpay like a lot, because personally I would not have traded Eklund. But if it meant Chino to get, if it meant getting a guy like Ivers, like
Keaton
Stenberg's
Verhoff,
there, but the fact, to get Keaton Verhoff, that would have been. I mean, I can't, I'm going to keep saying that the Sharks had such a great draft, and I hate the Sharks. I really do. They really they had a fantastic draft.
Right.
So did Buffalo. I like what Buffalo did. They had a pretty good draft too.
Right. I mean, you're able to turn Bo Byram into pick 4. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And you get another draft pick out of that. So
yeah,
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think they traded that 45th overall pick for Olin Zellweger.
Well,
yes.
Okay, well, you use that pick to get something else. So that's good.
So they essentially replaced Bo and Byram just like that.
Yeah.
Buffalo's going to be so stacked.
Yeah, they're ran really good right now, and it's just further proof
Even
that
though they
Yarmo's
lost
not as bad of a GM as people say.
Yeah.
It's just
man. I mean, I'm pissed because I hate Buffalo too. Like I don't want them to be good, but they're good right now, and I'm kind of. The only thing I hate, like Buffalo, especially Sabres fans. I mean, to have your team finally have some competence, that has to be the biggest breath of fresh air. Like, it's like,
they're over the moon right now in Buffalo.
Yeah, they are. All the tables are cooked. They're selling out of all the plastic folding tables are going to be sold out by fucking next April.
So yeah,
like they were one goal away from the 3rd round, and they have the 4th. They had the 4th overall pick.
Well, I saw that too. People jokingly made a joke about like, oh, Buffalo wasn't in the top 10, and so they had to get a pick in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, where we would have expected them to pick.
You had to get some familiarity there.
Yeah. But anyways, well, I think we've done what we can on that. Some good talk about the Blue Jackets getting Valeri. You know what? No, I take that back. Well, I'll say one more thing. So I'll put this up on the screen. There's going to be a little Big Ten flavor with Blue Jackets prospects this upcoming season, as there will be 4 Blue Jackets prospects. No, there'll be multiple. Let's see here. 2, 1, I think like 5 maybe. But anyways, there'll be 4 different Big Ten schools will have Blue Jackets prospects. There'll be Minnesota, Michigan State, Penn State, and Ohio State. So who are those prospects? I'm going to show you. So we have Tanner Hendricks. He's a defenseman. And Melvin Strahl. He is a goalie. They'll be at Minnesota playing for the Golden Gophers. We have Caden Lindstrom. He's a center. He'll be playing for Michigan State. We have Jackson Smith. He's a defenseman. He'll be playing for Penn State. Again, this will be his 2nd year at Penn State. It'll be Caden Lindstrom's 2nd year at Michigan State. Tanner Hendricks and Melvin Strahl, this is their 1st year at Minnesota. And then the Blue Jackets' most recent draft pick in the 4th round, Evan Jardine. He's going to Ohio State. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 5. 5 different guys at Big Ten schools. So the Blue Jackets are going to be well represented in Big Ten schools this upcoming season for hockey. So
finally OSU.
Hey, yeah, how about that? That hasn't happened since Carson Meyer, and that was years ago.
Yeah.
So
that's like a deep pull, Carson Meyer. That's like a name a random NHL player type name now.
Yeah. So, and in case you're wondering what Big Ten schools we're going to be talking about this upcoming season, here you go. It'll be Minnesota, Michigan State, Penn State, and Ohio State. So there you go. So I'll just put that out there. Those are the prospects from that Blue Jackets prospects that will be playing at Big Ten schools. Okay, now we've done all that we can with talking about the Blue Jackets getting Valeri Nichushkin, the Blue Jackets draft and draft picks and got prospects that the Blue Jackets have at Big Ten schools. Now, on to the next part of the show. There's some Zach Werenski and Kirill Marchenko news to talk about. But before we get there, I'm going to be taking a huge poop on those bums in the national media, like, Frank Cervelli and Pierre LeBrun and all those idiots in the national media. And, Wyan, I know you're not very fond of Frank Cervelli either, so you can get in here and...
This will make Poopgate look small.
Yes, so you can get in here and take a huge poop on him as well, because he deserves it. So, first things first, there's news, I'm putting that in air quotes, started by this idiotic bum, Frank Cervelli, who all he does is he's one of those guys that's an insider, and he throws stuff at the wall and hopes it sticks. And, generally speaking, he's wrong. And it also doesn't help the fact that he has a very anti-Blue Jackets bias. I don't think he's ever said anything nice about the Blue Jackets. You see him, and he's always trash talking the Blue Jackets. And it's, Columbus is not a good hockey town. It is. They don't deserve the number one pick in 2023. Well, screw you. I think we did. But you know what? That's okay. We got Adam Fantilli. So in the end, it worked out. So there's that. And then all of his BS rumors that he throws out there, it's like the Blue Jackets are going to, Zach Werenski wants out. Kent Johnson, he's going to get traded, and, Kirill Marchenko, and blah. And do we know if this is for true or not? No. But if I had to take a guess, if it's coming from Frank Cervelli, it's not true, because he's an idiot and he makes stuff up. So, and people call him out on this, like, really, Frank? Like, come on now. Like, come on. So there's that. And then he has a show that he does with John Butchergross, and his show in more recent weeks is you can see his hatred, his bias against the Blue Jackets is showing, and he's just going after the Blue Jackets, and it's like, dude, come on now. We get it. You hate the Blue Jackets. Knock it off. Whereas if John Butchergross, he's had the more balanced approach. Like, he said some stuff that he's pointing about the Blue Jackets that are negative, but it's okay because he's right about it. But he's also been able to say, you know what, but there's also point out the good stuff about the Blue Jackets and say, I like this, and this, that they're going in the right direction and all this other sort of stuff. Where this comes into the whole Zach Werenski and Kirill Marchenko thing is that this whole Zach Werenski thing and Kirill Marchenko was not a thing. There was no, Zach Werenski wants to be traded, all that sort of stuff. Because every time Zach Werenski says, no, for years, I like the Blue Jackets, I like playing for Columbus, and then his agent came out and said, I don't know where this is coming from. So that's him kind of, basically, hey, calling out Frank Cervelli there. You're kind of a liar. So there's that. But none of that mattered to these stupid, pathetic bums because they keep pushing this garbage, trying to will it into existence. Because idiots like them cannot stand the fact that smaller market teams like the Blue Jackets have good players. It's a dirty little trick that these bums do. Disgusting. Unacceptable. I hate it. I hate it.
Poop.
Stop doing this. Knock it off. It's not just the Blue Jackets thing. They tried doing this with Kirill Kaprizov in Minnesota when he was going to get a new deal with Minnesota. I don't know if he wants to play in Minnesota. I know he might want to go to New York and play for the Rangers. And it got so bad to the point that the owner of the Wild, Craig Leopold, had to come out and basically say, knock it off. Do not stop doing this. Don't even try. We're going to outbid you, so don't even try. And of course, Kirill Kaprizov gets the 8-year, $17 million deal. So that put an end to that BS. But it's not just a Wild thing or a Blue Jackets thing. We can look to football. The Cincinnati Bengals, for years, these disgusting bums in the national media keep doing the same pathetic hit jobs where they say, Joe Burrow doesn't want to play for the Bengals. He wants to be traded. And it doesn't matter to them, no matter how many times Joe Burrow has come out and said, but I like playing for the Bengals. I don't want to be traded. And then eventually Joe Burrow signs his big deal that's worth, $275 million, and he's fine. And then T. Higgins, one of the star receivers for the Bengals. For years, they've tried to do the same BS where they make stuff up and try and get him off the Bengals. If you paid attention to the Bengals, you knew that was never going to be a thing. That, yes, the Bengals will keep T. Higgins. Oh, they can't afford him. Oh, this and that. And other teams other fans teams trying to make a BS trade, speculation and all this junk in the national media did that too. And eventually it got to the point to where Duke Tobin, the GM for the Bengals, had to come out and say, go get your own T. Higgins, basically saying, screw you, knock it off. All right. So this really upsets me. This really upsets me that these disgusting bums keep doing this shit. Knock it off. Seriously, knock it off. You can't stand the fact that smaller market teams like the Bengals or the Blue Jackets or the Minnesota Wild have good players, so you do everything that you can to do these BS hit jobs and rumors to try and get them off the teams because you hate the fact that smaller market teams have good players. You need to knock it off. Now, knock it off. This is stupid. This is idiotic nonsense. It needs to stop. Because I think they might do it. And then Pete, you call them out on it, and then they kind of backtrack and all this other stuff. So that needs to stop. Now, we get to Zach Werenski, and the way things are going, because now Aaron Portzline and other people in the Columbus media picked up on this, and they've looked into it. And the way things are going, as of right now, these disgusting bums in the national media looks like they're going to get their way. Those disgusting bums looks like they're going to get their way. My goodness. You guys suck. Screw you. Because what's Aaron Portzline and the people in the Columbus media saying? Well, oh no, it doesn't look good. I don't think they want to, sign with the Blue Jackets after their contract. Ridiculous garbage. Thanks to all you stupid ass bums in the national media, because looks like you're going to get your way. I hope you don't get your way, but it looks like you are going to get your way. And if that does happen, I say, screw you. You bums. You bums. Knock it off. My goodness. I know I'm pissed off and I'm going on a little rant here, but my goodness, this stuff, it just needs to stop. It just needs to stop. All right, for example, here's a guy calling out. So you're reporting nothing is happening, but something could happen. Yeah, again, BS. So screw you. So that. Another thing I'd like to put up there, and I'll be done, and I'll get everyone else in here. So from CBJ Cannon Crew on Twitter, one, I think this is being pushed by the media because they want it to happen. Yes, that is absolutely true. He say he doesn't want to be here, but if we are going to be competitive, the talking heads will assume we suck anyway. So it's a foregone conclusion, and he will leave. We don't know that. And three, CBJ fans get zero respect. Absolutely correct. You disgusting bums in the national media. For you hate the Blue Jackets, other than like John Butchergross and like the hockey guy. You won't give us a fair shot. And I'm not even saying that the Blue Jackets don't deserve to be criticized, because they do. They've done some bad stuff. They also done some good stuff. But most of you disgusting bums in the national media, go screw yourself, because you have a hatred of small market teams and you won't give them a fair shot. So you make BS up trying to get them out, and it looks like you may get your way, unfortunately. And one last thing. I'm going to put this up. I'm going to put this up on the screen, but first I got it. But there it is from CBJ Cannon Crew. I think it's being pushed by the media. I want it to happen. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Next up, from Vince Stinnett on Twitter. Disappointed that there seems to be a coordinated effort to undermine the Blue Jackets GM by the media and some agents, while not getting or reporting on both sides of the situation, leaving the fans confused and frustrated. Absolutely right. And then one more thing I'd like to put out there. Actually, two. But anyways. So, we got J Melching _36 on Twitter. I'll stand by that fact that the media forced this to happen. TSN and Sportsnet didn't like the idea of a premier player potentially making a team from Ohio a contender in the near future. They drilled the trade rumor into conscience. Wouldn't have happened otherwise. And then let's see here. I got one more thing to do, and then I know I've gone on a long rant here, and there's lots of stuff to talk about, but this just really gets me going here. Just disgusting bums in the national media with their disdain of small market teams, trying to screw a team like the Blue Jackets because they don't like them. They don't like that they have good players. So this is from Jason Newland. We've had him on the show. He's a friend of the show. He's from the Hockey News. He writes articles. You should, check that out. But he put this tweet up there that was really good, that Karen goes with the whole, media attacking the whole Blue Jackets thing that I have put up there, which is, you know what? Let's see. Right here. I'll put this up there, and there's another one too, but I've been talking for a bit because I want to get other people in here. It really feels like that the international media is attacking the CBJ nonstop. It feels weird, absolutely. So, look, I've gone on a little rant here for a bit, and I'm going to stop at my final. Yes, is it a possibility that the Blue Jackets could lose Zach Werenski? Yes, there's many reasons for that. Why? Some you could say it's the Blue Jackets' fault. Some you say it's can't. But it's a big reason why these disgusting, pathetic bums in the national media are pushing this, and it needs to stop. All right. I've gone on a nice little rant here. I'm going to stop for now. We're going to get Hefty Duck and Heartsy and, Wine in here.
So, I got 4 takes on this. I'm going to do a blindly optimistic take, a blindly pessimistic take, realistic take, and a conspiracy take. All right. So, as Kevin mentioned, the national media, and it really does feel like there's an attack or has been an attack of sorts as a fan of the Blue Jackets on the Blue Jackets. That is, as Ohio sports fans, if you're a fan of Cavs, Guards, Buckeye, well, maybe not the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes are kind of like left out of this. The Browns, the Reds, the Bengals. If you're a fan and you live in Ohio and you're from or you've just been a fan of these teams, you know that this is not the biggest market in any of sports. It's a very large market. But it's not New York City. It's not the destination. It's not, I think as Aaron Portzline put it, a cosmopolitan area attracting 20-somethings. I'll disagree with that to a certain extent, though. As someone who loves the city of Columbus, it's okay. So, all that being said, first take: blind optimism. Blind optimism is that these guys don't get traded. They're not going to get traded for nothing. I believe I saw, was it Newland or Portzline or someone of like stature saying in the Blue Jackets media saying that Don Waddell would like a return like as good as Werenski. Like Werenski's a off the table kind of guy. Like you don't just trade him. Like there if unless he was not wanting to resign, like what's said or whatever, then like you want something major back. So if that doesn't happen, season starts with both Marchenko and Werenski on the team. The team plays well, convinces them to stay. Blind optimism. I would love for that something like that to happen. I would love them to both come out and be like, "Hey, listen, like, no, we see the vision here with this team. We've seen these last 4 years of improvement, although slight. It is improvement, and we're here. We're part of the team that's going to get it there, because they're both very talented." Now, that's blind optimism. Okay, I'm going to go full opposite, and it's going to get kind of shitty. So, apologies to anyone out there. I don't necessarily mean 100% everything I'm about to say. Blind pessimism. Everyone fucking hates it here, and no one wants to play in Columbus because they never won a goddamn thing. That's blind pessimism. Pessimism? Whatever.
Pessimism is right, yeah.
That's the narrative. That's the narrative. And the past. So let's go way back. Let's talk about Rick Nash. He wanted out. Let's talk about Bobrovsky. He wanted out. Artemi Panarin wanted out. Line wanted out. I think that was kind of mutual by the point that he was there. There's been like every sort of superstar caliber player that has come through Columbus has eventually wanted out. Except for one. And blind pessimism too. The Blue Jackets will never get over the loss of Johnny Gaudreau. As big of a hole as it left in all of our hearts and left a hole in the team. And I think mentally that was the icing on the cake after struggling for this many years, after going through the hole that was left by Matisse Kivlenieks as well. And I just don't truly think that I mean, it's gonna have to be like a decade or more. Like everyone who's currently playing will have not, has to not be playing anymore for I think to truly get over. And like I said, I mean that mentally, and I also mean that for the team. Unfortunately, it's everything together. But he did want to come here. He wanted to sign here. Players like Sean Monahan then also followed suit. And this came after Branson was here, who we might talk about him when we talk about free agency stuff here in a while. Yeah, that's the pessimistic take, is everybody wants out. There's something deeply, deeply wrong with the Blue Jackets organization that they've tried so many different things, multiple GMs, multiple coaches. They've paid guys. It's not a money thing anymore. It's not a money thing. They've paid guys. So let me move on over to the realistic take I have on this. Now I'm going to really quick bring up I'm going to read you a comment I left on Jason. Where is he? Is he the Hockey News Columbus? No, Fire the Cannon with a 1 for the Fire.
Right. Yeah.
So he earlier had a tweet that said, without swearing, I'm paraphrasing this until I find it. Okay. He goes, okay, CBJ fans, without the use of profanity, give me your opinions after making it through the weekend. And then he's asterisk, you might make it into the piece I'm working on. So there's a lot of comments here. I'll just read you mine real quick because I think that this is the most realistic. I'm taking the emotion out of it with this. I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm just being real about it. Zach Werenski is one of the best defensemen the NHL has ever seen. He deserves a Stanley Cup. He's pushing 30 next season. I would want to win now rather than later too. Werenski has been the foundation of the team for the last few years. Marchenko recognizes that if he goes, the whole house could crumble. Marchie could and should be getting more points. In the right line, he has the potential to be a superstar. Both of these players have worked incredibly hard to get where they're at. Both deserve to be on winning teams and to get some real playoff time. They have been here for quite a while, and they have tried here, and it hasn't worked yet. I can't fault them for wanting to win. That's my realistic take on this, is Werenski has been here for like a decade, and he has done everything in his power possible. He's the best player on the team. I think he's the best. I mean, obviously winning the Norris Trophy, he's the best defenseman in the league. Do I think that Zach Werenski should be the #1 scorer and the best player on the team? No, I don't. I don't think he should be the best player on this team. I think we need a forward to be that. Yeah. So, Jason replied, the only thing against Marchenko I'll say is he hasn't been here long enough. He hadn't reached UFA yet, but being a leading goal scorer in the last 2 years would be his argument. And then I said he is pretty young. I'm curious if there's other outside influence, like maybe a friend on their team or something. And Jason replied, or a slimy agent. So this is one thing that we have to talk about. And this is part of my conspiracy take. So that's my realistic take, is that like it hasn't worked here ever in Columbus. And Werenski's pushing 30 after next season. He is the best defenseman in the NHL. Why is the best defenseman not able to win a Stanley Cup? Because of the team he's on. Simple. Sucks. But that's real and that's the truth right now. They never said that they hate it. in Columbus. They never said that they've had a bad time. They never, like, there's literally, they didn't even say they want traded. They said that I don't want to re-sign my contracts when we need to re-sign them. They don't hate it. They're not dissing on anybody by this. This is a business. I don't even know that this is a business decision, because at this point, I don't think they give a shit about money, because we could pay them. I mean, the more if they really wanted. It's not about money. It's about what every single hockey player, from the time they're a young kid till they hopefully make it into the NHL, what they want. It's a Stanley Cup, their name on the cup. That is the pinnacle of everything in hockey. They say winning isn't everything. That's bullshit with this. This is what everybody wants. Yes, you can get paid. You can make a nice living. They both have made nice livings in the NHL, but they need more than that. That at this point, they have their families. They have good money, so they have fulfillment out of life. But okay, so here's my conspiracy part. I have the two parts on this. So, conspiracy is that this is Bones said something about how these guys don't hate losing enough. They don't want to win.
Right.
Okay. Is this these two players saying, I want to win so bad, I'm willing to say, fuck it, I'm leaving? Are they trying to fire the team up? Are they trying to prove themselves to Bones that we're serious about winning? We don't give a shit if it's with you or not. We want to win this bad, that we will just say goodbye to all the hard work we've done these last years. Is this potentially, because why was it that Kevin Weeks dropped the Marchenko news? Someone said that Marchenko talked to him. I say someone because these are things I'm reading online that I can't 100% confirm. Someone. I doubt Marchenko himself was like, hey, Weeksy, man. So, Marchenko needs to be re-signed, right? Let me pull up his current contract.
He's got one more year. He's RFA next season.
So he will be 3.85. No, he's an RFA. Is this agent trying to negotiate like hardball, like being like, hey, like this is like they don't want to be here. Convince them to be here. Like pay up type shit.
It is. It
like
is
I feel like with Marchenko it would be more because he's a lot younger. I don't feel like it is with Werenski. I really don't, especially with Werenski having more years.
It is because if you look at who's the agent, it's Dan Milstein, and Dan Milstein is Kirill Marchenko's agent. He does a lot of Russians, and you look at his history. He was the agent of Artemi Panarin when Artemi Panarin was with the Blue Jackets, and the Blue Jackets. They tried the best to keep Artemi Panarin with the Blue Jackets. Jarmo Kekalainen, who was the GM of the Blue Jackets at the time, years ago, went out of his way to fly to France to meet up with Artemi Panarin and Artemi Panarin's agent, Dan Milstein, who was out in France on a vacation to meet with him to try and get him to come. And that was one of many meetings that they tried to do. It would be Columbus or whatever. And in the end, nothing came out of it because essentially Dan Milstein was just kind of being a dick to the Blue Jackets. And what's come out now from the Minnesota media is that Vladimir Tarasenko, who plays for the Minnesota Wild, is that he's still with the Minnesota Wild. He will be a free agent once free agency hits in July. But what and so right now he belongs to the Minnesota Wild, and you can't talk to him unless you trade for his rights. And no one has traded for his rights. And what Dan Milstein is doing is he's he's breaking the rules, and he's being a dick to Minnesota by telling other teams that, yeah, you can talk to him. And the Minnesota media is calling this out and being like, wait, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's tampering. You can't do that. The Minnesota Wild did not give permission to Vladimir Tarasenko or his agent to talk to other people. You didn't trade for his rights. What are you doing? So he was a dick to the Blue Jackets. He's being a dick to Minnesota. And Hefty Duck, you're absolutely on to something. I would not be surprised if this Kirill Marchenko BS was him, that he's being a dick to the Blue Jackets again. And that needs to stop. It just really does. If you got something with the Blue Jackets or Kirill Marchenko, go to the Blue Jackets. Don't do this stupid bum-ass BS where you're a dick to them, and if I had to take a guess, you're going to the media and trying to make something up to get something out of the Blue Jackets. Don't do that. So Hefty Duck, you're probably onto something, because he has a history of being a dick to people, being a tough agent. So I would not be surprised if he's behind this Kirill Marchenko BS, because it's like, this one is even harder than the Zach Werenski thing to understand. I still think it's stupid and idiotic, but I kind of get that one much more compared to Kirill Marchenko. You know, you haven't been here with the Blue Jackets that long. You've been one of our best players, our top goal scorer last 2 seasons. Really good. And if we're being honest, the Blue Jackets took a chance on you, Kirill Marchenko. They used a second-round draft pick in 2018 on you. And on top of that, yeah, picking a Russian guy, that's a chance. That's taking a chance, because there's no guarantee that you're going to get the guy from Russia to come over. And if you do get the guy to come over, you're usually waiting like 3-4 years down the road, compared to, your stereotypical draft pick where you get him much sooner than that. So you're taking a chance on him, and it's worked out. So just, I don't know. So is probably onto something that, it's probably Dan Milstein, because he has a history of being a dick to people.
That's part of my conspiracy theory. I do have a second part here too. So I think that with Marchenko's case, that very well could be. I have to sneeze. Hold on. I feel like it's not as likely with Werenski, and here's why. So Werenski's agent has 14 current contracts in the NHL. Okay. Some of the biggest contracts in the NHL, and this is Judd Moldaver. Moldaver. I don't know how you say his name. So let me tell you who else is his agent.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, Max Domi, Connor Geeky, Roman Yossi, Zach Werenski, and Connor Garland. So I really don't feel like he'd want to sour any sort of relationship with the Blue Jackets, because Garland's still playing with the Blue Jackets, right?
Yeah.
He just got traded there. So I just feel like he wouldn't want to try to do that hardball. I don't think he needs to do that hardball. I mean, Zach Werenski's so well respected. Like, if he really truly wants to go, like, they won't do him bad.
No.
And they won't do the team bad, I don't think. So although, damn, Connor Geeky's on an entry level. Isn't he kind of old? Anyway, Kiefer Sherwood. I'm not going to say that one because everyone's going to hate it. You can guess. So that's part of the conspiracy. Another part
I
of the
know
conspiracy.
exactly who you're talking about too, Lance. I just saw it too.
If you want to know, go look it up. I'm not going to bring it up on the show right now.
I mean, you can.
It's whatever.
It's a pretty good
So
guess.
the other part of that is these guys have friends all over the league, especially Zach Werenski. Just played with a winning group. He felt what it's like to win the big prize with the Olympic gold medal, with players who were his caliber. He didn't have to start. He didn't have to play 90% of the game. He had decent playing time. but it wasn't just on his back alone. And with that, he realized that, hey, it's easier to win this way. It's less pressure. It's more relaxing. I'm having more fun. And, you know, he's got friends around the league. Let's look at a friend of Marchenko's, too, that just got traded. Chinikov. I mean, these guys, too, and also, too, I'm fairly sure that, like, Werenski and, like, Eric Robinson are probably friendly on good terms and whatnot. He's the last, the closest former Blue Jacket to win a Stanley Cup was Eric Robinson. Not sure if there's anyone else from the Blue Jackets that was on that team at any point other than he went to Edmonton. Doesn't matter. So like they hear things, and like with Marchenko, like if Chinkov's like, listen, like it's different here. The culture is different here from the ownership on down. It's because it seems like Chinikov had a better time over there, and just with a different team. It's like we see the Blue Jackets pick up all these guys, and then they go somewhere and have a fucking stellar year. And it's like, is the pressure that great here? What's going on? As far as that goes. So anyway, it's like they hear and like, oh hey, you know, it's great here. I love the culture here. I'm having a much better time. I'm more free to do this, or I'm more whatever. You know, it'd be hard to ignore outside influence like that, especially with Marchenko being a little bit younger. I mean, I'd want to go play with my friends or go have a good time too. It's got to be tough. I mean, think about it. Since he's been in the league, it's been 4 years. It's been like a different coach every fucking year. You know? So those are my 4 takes. My first one being blind optimism that maybe things could just work out. They change their mind when the Blue Jackets start playing good or make some moves to get better. The blind pessimistic is that everybody hates it here. Nobody wants to play here long term, and all the stars went out. My realistic take was that, you know, they're getting nobody's getting any younger, and Zach Werenski is the type of caliber that should be winning a Stanley Cup, and he's not on a Stanley Cup winning team, and it's understandable that he's aging out a little bit. Marchenko's a little bit more like, but if Werenski leaves, Marchenko's like, well, it's on my back now because he's the second most points earning player on the team. And that's just too much pressure, in my opinion. And so I get it. I totally get it. I understand. And then the last one, the somewhat conspiracy that could have to do with parts of it. And there could be bits and pieces from all these little takes I'm making too. The last one, you know, the conspiracy, like people are trying to make them play hardball for contracts or trades or whatever by going to the media with it, / talking to friends from around the league and hearing that the grass is greener on the other side. So I know that Heartsy's got something to say here as well.
Before we get to that, I'd like to get wine. I'd like to get wine in here because I know he wants to rip on Frank Cervelli and other stuff.
Right on. Go ahead.
Well, I was actually gonna bring up 2 things that you guys hadn't brought up, but Lance actually brought up one of the things at the end there, and that was the Team USA aspect.
Yeah.
You know, when they won that gold medal, I don't think any of us could have seen the domino effects that would have happened
Right.
after that. Like, you know, those guys finally got a sniff at winning, and now they want it more. So, you know, they recognize that maybe they aren't the problem. Maybe the team that they're on is the problem. And, you know, fair or unfair, you know, their careers aren't infinite. They only have a finite amount of time to win in the NHL. So they figure, all right, I've been here almost a decade. They haven't gotten very close to winning. So I'm going to go somewhere where I have a better chance before I retire.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it all started with Dylan Larkin in Detroit wanting
That
out,
fucking
and then
guy.
it all just really
There's a
snowballed from
potential
there.
friend that may
Yeah,
have said something, or they were
Had
talking
Connor
to something.
Hellebuck too.
yeah, you got like
Yeah.
Hellebuck, Matthews, and then Werenski,
Robertson.
obviously.
Brady Kachuk just went to
Something.
fucking Florida.
Yeah,
Right.
that
Right?
too. And that really, that even as a Bruins fan, like that really worries me because we have two very important pieces of our team that just won on that Team USA roster, and
I was gonna
if the
say.
Bruins take a step back next year, what's stopping them from doing the same thing?
Yeah. I just don't like this whole. It's becoming like the whole NBA BS thing that you only want to play for real good teams, and I think that's stupid and idiotic.
Yeah, and that was actually the other thing I was going to bring up was the no movement clauses being weaponized the way they are.
There's
Yeah.
so many. There's like 10 times more.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
compared
like,
to the NBA, almost
It's more than
every
any other sport.
good. Yeah, and that's the thing. The thing with these NHL GMs is that, man, you don't want to lose your talent because it's hard to replace that kind of talent in this league. It's not like the NBA where you can just, oh, well, this guy left. Let me go. Like let's say, how do I compare this? It's like the whole, the whole Giannis thing that's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how like it's so easy to replace talent in the NBA? Because like let's say a guy, well, you know what? Easier way to compare. Luka Doncic. Luka legitimately went from a contending team to another contending team for like no reason because the GMs just felt like it basically. Like
And LeBron.
you cannot. It is a process with some of these NHL teams where it's like you can't just trade this guy. You know how much this guy is worth to this team? I'm not just giving him up for pennies on the dollar, right? We got him in, and it's like with the players, it's like you're too valuable to this team. I cannot lose you for nothing. Why do you think all of these pending free agents are, all these sign-in trades and all of these big contracts with those clauses? It's hard to replace talent. You just can't go out. It's not a fucking grocery store where there's talent on every shelf. Pick one and can pay up for it. It's difficult.
Yeah, it's the fact that hockey's a lot more of a team sport.
Yeah,
so you need a lot
hockey
more
players are
talent
basically
dispersed.
loyalists. Yeah, hockey players are basically loyalists almost, where it's like you got guys who will play for one team for like 20 years, not win a damn thing, and they'll be fine with it. And maybe not so much fine with it. Obviously, everyone, you said it earlier, your whole dream is to win the Stanley Cup, but you don't want to feel like a snake. You don't want to backstab this team that drafted you, or
In the
like
city
have
that
the
loves you.
fans.
It is not anything about the fans at all.
And it's like if this guy does go to like a team that contends, it's not gonna feel like, oh, you're a snake, right? The whole Claude Giroux thing. I bet Claude Giroux didn't want to leave the Flyers, and I don't know how Claude Giroux feels, but like Giroux going from Philly to Florida, that probably was the hardest thing to go through because, man, I just spent almost a full decade with this team, putting my life on the line, doing everything I can to win a Stanley Cup after getting this close so early. I'm talking about 2010 here. You get this close so early, you just want to win with the team that drafts you, right? So you can feel like you've done it, like you finally, like it's like investment. They get the payout, that investment finally pays off. So when you go to a team, I'm pretty sure that's how Werenski feels. Like, nah, I don't want to leave Columbus, but if it doesn't get better, I might have to consider it. I don't think Werenski wants to leave either. I really don't think so. But if it gets to that point where it's like, man, I only have so many years. Like, man, I don't know how much time I have left in this league. I'm getting older because he's almost 30, right?
He turns 29 in like just before the season starts or something like that.
I mean, man, I've played for this team for so long. I really want to win with this team, but like we're in the toughest spot. We're not close. I don't want to do it, but I might have to put that trade request in, go to a contender. No player wants to do that, especially if you've been playing there for so long. So that's just how I feel. You can't just trade a guy for another star. You can't trade a star guy for another star guy. It's not that easy in the NHL.
No.
Unless you're Vegas, then just do it, right? Unless you're Vegas, then you can really do it, just like every damn day.
That's going to catch up to him eventually. You can't just keep trading all these guys and picks and something. Eventually, you're not going to be very good, and that's going to catch up to you. Right, whatever. But
yeah, it's just the way they're weaponizing these no movement clauses now, choosing where they want to go.
I hate that.
Like
Exactly.
even guys even lesser guys like Darnell Nurse, he won't expand on his 3-team trade list. Like,
Right.
what do you mean Darnell Nurse gets to choose where he goes?
Yeah, like
right.
Darnell Nurse, like he's done anything in this fucking league. Fuck out of here.
So
yeah, you can blame the GMs like
It's the
for
GMs,
handing out so
man.
many of them, but yeah, like
it's really
there
not all
does
the
need to be
players.
something done. Like where if you request a trade, like you can't necessarily choose like 3 teams. Like
They
you
need
probably
to
have
stop doing the modified no trade clauses. It's either you're staying or you're going. Like full no trade clause, no movement clause, or none of this modified specific amount of team bullshit, because it just makes it impossible. Because what if Werenski wants to go, but no one's offering up anything like that made like it's a fucking Norris Trophy winner. And it's like, what if those teams that he wants to go to are like, we don't really have the pieces, or nah, we don't want him. Now what?
Yeah.
Now what?
no.
Bullshit.
So, I know you're not a big fan of Frank Cervelli wine, so this is your chance to take a big poop on him.
He's fat. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's one thing. He's fat. He has gray hair.
He's got gray
and
hair.
he's younger than Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
But
And yeah, I don't like the way he.
Yeah,
I don't like the way he reports stuff sometimes. Like,
he's like
I think for the
insider.
like for the most part, these insiders in the NHL are like, they're basically just going off what Elliot Friedman says for the most part.
It's always
like,
Elliot. Like
he's the one
this is
true
to
insider.
no, you're
Everyone
right.
else is just cheap imitation. And Frank is just insufferable with some of the stuff he says online. Like,
it's a shame that he works in my city.
yeah, it's just the way he belittles people or franchises. It's like, really, dude?
Fuck you,
Right.
man.
Like,
come on.
And the thing that upset me, another thing that upset me about him is like he had something that came out recently. Oh, the Blue Jackets, they're just happy to be here and always being reactive. And it's like, you disgusting bum. You contribute to that. You idiot. Because you throw crap out there with your idiotic nonsense, or you make stuff up, or you're like, well, I think Werenski wants to be traded. And then one day it's like, well, I think Kirill Marchenko wants to be traded. And then the next day it's like, Kent Johnson, I think Kent Johnson wants to be traded. Never mind the fact that, like, for like the 50th time, the Blue Jackets have said, we're not trading Kent Johnson. We're not going to do that. You know why? Yes, he didn't have a very good season, but he's 23, like early 20s. He's still a young up-and-coming player. We've seen him be a really good player. 24-goal season, really good. We're not giving up on that, you bum. So knock it off. Knock it off with well, this guy might want to be traded. This guy, no. Knock it off, you dumbass. Knock it off, you stupid bum. Knock it off. Seriously. Knock this garbage off. Ken Johnson, no. The Blue Jackets have said time and time again, we're not trading him. I don't know. Maybe listen to the Blue Jackets for once. My
man,
goodness.
like get some credible sources.
Yes.
Jesus.
And I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know. Maybe Zach Werenski really does want to get traded. Maybe he does. But we don't know that for sure. We 100%. We don't know 100%. Maybe not. But again, hey, Frank Cervelli, you stupid bum. How about you listen to Zach Werenski for all the years? He's like, yeah, I like Columbus. I like playing for the Blue Jackets. And I don't know, listen to his agent. His agent has called your ass out and said, I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know, maybe listen. But no, you keep having to being a stupid ass bum and you keep throwing crap out there, making stuff up. My goodness.
It's the clickbait.
Knock it off.
It's the engagement farming and the view farming and the clickbait. That's what it is. You can't tell me it's not.
There is something well known about the Columbus Blue Jackets fan base because for 26 years we've seen nothing more than a first round win. And so there's still a lot of fans. Fucking why? Because they're rabidly loyal to the fan base, and when things like this happen, they will react. People love to shit on Columbus for being a smaller market team. We're one of the loudest fan bases, I believe, on social media. The people who love this team, and by this point, the media knows we'll react.
Well,
because it's not as much like with Cleveland and stuff like that, like with like the guards, like they don't really get shit on that much. They're just not as relevant, but they don't talk mad shit about them because the city of Cleveland, they just don't give a shit. They're like, oh, well, we like them. Well, whatever, dude. You know what I mean? Whereas like, with the Bengals, like, talking a little bit of shit, they're just as rabid too as, I think Columbus Blue Jackets fans can be when it comes to loyalty to their players and liking those guys who have been, and no matter what happens with Werenski, I think that we all, like, he deserves all of Columbus's respect and adoration for sticking around as long as he has. And I don't think, that's the one thing. Everyone that's left, like I said, Nash, Panarin, everyone but pretty much Line said nothing negative about the city or the fans. It's never been about the fans. It's never been about that. So I got a little bit sidetracked at the end there. Sorry. But yeah, I don't know. I can hope for the best, I guess. But it does seem to be, I mean, I read that what does he say exactly? The wheels are in motion for a Werenski trade. That was said by Aaron Portzline in The Athletic.
and
I won't believe it until Friedman says it.
Exactly. That's another thing too. Wake me the fuck up when all this shit happens.
Yeah.
It's the off season.
Until Elliot
we all
Friedman
need something
says
to
it,
talk about.
I don't believe it.
But for fuck's sake, wake me up when it happens.
Like free agency starts in like a day or two. Like that's
2 or 3 days. Yeah.
Like it's not that deep, man.
Randomly, also I read there is
If he
reports
stays,
they
he
are
stays.
still
If he goes,
trying
he
to
goes.
sign Boone Jenner right now. So there's also that. They're still trying to sign him. So I'm curious. Okay.
And Mason
Damn.
March.
I'm running out of time to be with you guys, but there was some great questions that Aaron Portzline asked himself kind of in his article. And one of them was did Bonus Coyle know? Right? So remember Coyle got that big ass contract?
Right.
And if they're still trying to re-sign Boone Jenner, then that means the captaincy is not vacant yet, probably. Zach Werenski in many people's mind, and before Coyle was here and signed that contract, Zach Werenski was the next captain to us. Do you think maybe if he sees oh well, I'm not getting the captaincy. Like, I mean, if I'm not going to at least like be the leader and have some power and some sway on this team, fuck it, I gotta go. Or I just need to be somewhere else.
Yeah. The one
I don't know if
thing
it's important to him or not, but yeah, what do you think?
maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But the one thing that you bring up the Aaron Portzline article, and the one thing that's in that you said this, and I agree with it, is why now? Like, if this is true, like, why now? Because honestly, if this is true, I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it could be not true. I think there's absolutely a possibility of this, but it's just so hard for me to believe until we see, like, said Elliot Freeman or, Aaron Portland. He said some stuff about this, but until we actually see this happen, it's kind of hard for me to believe this because, I know I've said this a lot on today's show and just ripping on these idiot bums in the national media. But that's just what it feels like. A good chunk of this were just these idiot bums in the national media don't like that we have small market teams have good players, so they do these rumors and to try and get these guys off of small market teams. So it's just kind of hard for me to believe that. But putting that off to the side, if this is legitimately true, I got to call you out, Zach Werenski. I have to. Like, why now? Because honestly, this is not the best time. Because you did it. There's like 3 big things in the summer that every team does. It's the draft, development camp, free agency. Those are the 3 big things that are the most important things every summer that every team has to focus on. Every team has to make sure that they do it right. You doing this now is not very helpful. If this is true, you should have done this weeks ago. That's just my opinion on it. Because
almost even years ago. Shit. He was asked to be part of the rebuild, and he said yes. And it's been 4 years out of his 6. Fuck,
well,
dude.
Yeah, and I was about to get there. What you just said that I was about to get there is that and I'll bring this in with Dylan Larkin too. So I've listened into what some people in the Detroit media say, and it's like they kind of get it why Dylan Larkin wants out, but they're still pissed for different reasons. And one of those is, years ago, Dylan Larkin signed an 8-year deal to stay with Detroit, fully knowing that Detroit's not very good, but they're in the process of slowly building themselves up. And that's what Detroit's been doing. They haven't been very good, but slowly building themselves up, and they're getting a little better, where they've just, last couple of seasons, they've just missed the playoffs. They're almost there. And now where you're almost there, and you wanted to be the guy to help see it through, and you're almost there. And like, if you make a move or two, you're right there. You're in the playoffs, and then boom, maybe you see how far you can go. And now you want to leave, and that is a criticism that the Detroit media have of Dylan Larkin that has pissed them off. Like, why now? Like, if this was so important to you, you should have left years ago instead of signing that contract. It's the same exact thing that, if this is true with Zach Werenski, that I have with Zach Werenski. If this is true, should have done it years ago. Not because, just like Detroit, you signed that deal years ago knowing that the Blue Jackets were not very good, and they're in a little rebuild, retool, where they're kind of slowly building themselves up, and they're going to get to the point to where they're going to be real good. And what's been happening? The last 4 seasons of the Blue Jackets, 56 points, 66 points, 89 points, 92 points. They're slowly getting better, and they're right there. They're right there. Make a couple moves, you're in the playoffs. And then playoffs with hockey, you get in and anything can happen. But we're right there. You've seen the rebuild. You've gone through it. You've helped build the Blue Jackets up. But now you want to leave and just kind of kick the Blue Jackets in the balls, if this is true. Unacceptable. And to do it before the draft, also unacceptable. Because, like, the draft is the big thing that you need to focus on. You need to get this right. And then development camp comes and free agency. Also big things. You need to focus on that and get that right. But now it makes all those things harder. It made it harder than it had to be. So that's just that. If this is true, if it is, I don't know if it is or not. But the way things are going, looks like the idiot media is going to will this into existence and get their way, unfortunately. And then, Aaron Portzline has said some stuff that it's not looking good. I'm more likely to believe him. Unless it's like the hockey guy or John Butchergross or someone or Elliot Friedman. I'm done with this national media BS because it's just idiots that make stuff up and they don't like small market teams. So they're going to keep going after them and try and do stuff to screw them and get these guys off teams. So I'm just done with this whole small market. I'm just done with this whole national media thing, unless it's like a John Butchergross or like a Elliot Friedman. And I'm really, if it's Blue Jackets, I'm just going to be listening to people in the Columbus media like Mark Scheig or, Brian Hedger or, Aaron Portzline, guys that are actually in Columbus, that go to Blue Jackets games, that are in the locker room. They have a better understanding of what's actually going on with the Blue Jackets. That's just me, though.
This is kind of off topic, but I want to hit on it before I head out. Hartsey had something to say about Eric Robinson.
So go in.
Oh yeah, I already forgot about that. See, when you brought up Eric Robinson earlier about winning the cup and stuff, like former Jackets and stuff like that. So I just wanted to say before we all go our separate ways. Obviously, Eric Robinson, Carolina Hurricanes, won the Stanley Cup this year. There is, and I'm going to try to make this quick, and I hope he doesn't see this. Well, you know what? Fuck it. I hope he does see it. There's a Philly radio talk show host. His name is Hunter Brody. He goes by Broads81 on Twitter. Now, this is something that I found very fucked up. This is a guy who has been in Philly media for a while. He is and from what I see, really good friends with Eric Robinson. Really good friends. Grew up together in Jersey, friends. And I saw this, and this is weeks ago. Apparently, this Hunter Brody was actively cheering for the Hurricanes to win the cup, the same Hurricanes that swept us in round 2. Now I'm not gonna say he's in the wrong for that, because obviously that's your best friend. I think I'm pretty sure he was the groomsman at his wedding or something. I don't really give a shit about all that. A lot of Flyers fans have been on this guy's ass about calling him a traitor and all that shit because he's cheering for a division rival that swept us out of the playoffs. Do you guys? And I want someone to give me an honest answer. Let's say this, Lance. If you grew up with a guy who is in the NHL and is about to win the Stanley Cup, would you be cheering for his team? Let's say he played for the Penguins. And he's your best friend, literally your best friend, hip and hip. Would you be cheering for the Penguins, or is it cheering for the Penguins, or is it cheering for your friend?
I think that you could separate the art from the artist.
I'm trying to find some some validness into it.
Well,
he was in the parade. He was in the Canes parade. Hunter Broads. He was in the Canes parade.
So, I personally, I wanted to see him win it.
Yeah, I wanted to see Gostisbehere win it.
I don't care much about the Canes.
Yeah, I don't care much for the Canes too, but they got a bunch of former Flyers over there, like Rod Brind'Amour, former Flyer, Shane Gostisbehere, former Flyer. They got Sean Walker, he was a Flyer, and Nick Delorier. That's 4 former Flyers. I was happy to see them win, but when you're going on Philly radio, Philly sports radio, which is Philly, it's hard. We're hard on athletes and shit like that. We say a lot of things. He said some shit it was the greatest day of his life, and this was like big and like he said something about like USA winning the gold medal is bigger than the Flyers winning a cup, which is, I mean, that's fair. Rep your country. I don't give a shit. Right. Would you
Bigger in the world.
Yeah, like best day of his life type shit. I don't mind that at all. Like, but a lot of, does that make you a traitor?
I mean, it's a conflict of interest, I think, but I
Yeah,
think Taylor might be a bit strong.
Like, as long as your team's not in it.
they grew up together, like playing hockey in Jersey, South Jersey, I'm pretty sure. But like, I just want to say that a lot of people, especially on Twitter, oh no, here we go again with Twitter.
Oh,
We're
you're
on this guy's ass. I just wanted to see. I wanted to get a second, third, fourth opinion on that. I'm happy for my former Flyers, obviously, but like, come on. I don't like the Canes, but I'm happy for them.
Yeah, I mean, like, if the Rangers would have made it, I would have been rooting for Gavrikov, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
man, you're gonna root for your best
Fucking
friend.
Rangers.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, the only
best
team
friend,
that if
not a
one of the
patch.
players, like, let's say for whatever reason, Zach Werenski got traded to, like, the Toronto Maple Leafs, I'm never cheering for him ever again. I love him. I'll have respect for him, but I hate the Leafs that much. I truly do. So it depends a little bit on the team. You know, I'd just be like, you're dead to me.
If it's a team that you truly hate, yeah, I wouldn't. I'd find a hard time.
There's very
cheering
few I
for
actually really don't like, but
yeah, but like,
I don't think many people will fault me for that.
I wanted to bring that up because that's a former Jacket, and this is Philly. This is a guy who's pretty well known in Philly media. There's a connection. Obviously, we both know about these guys, so I just wanted to see how valid that was. Obviously, honestly, if Hunter does see this, I'm happy that you're happy because I like Hunter Brody.
Yeah. Okay, so I saw this on Twitter, and again, it's dunking on Frank Cervelli, so I had to post this, share this on the show. So from Ian Beignettis on Twitter, did Don Waddell fuck Frank Cervelli over in some way? Can't think of a time a reporter spoke something into existence so hard that he did with the Werenski. There's zero chance he doesn't have an axe to grind. Yeah. Well, he hates the Blue Jackets. He's always ripping on the Blue Jackets. He's not fair. So, yeah, there's probably something to it.
yeah, Frank doesn't strike me as a very what's the word? Compassionate
guy.
person. Yeah, or skinny guy.
Yeah.
And God, that's another thing. You're 36, but you look like you're 52. What is that?
Oh, yeah, oh my God. I mean, Jesus Christ. Drink the
Frank
Kool-Aid.
Cervelli's younger than me?
Yeah, and all he
He's
does is
older
fucking,
than you.
all he does
I
is
thought you said he was
fucking
32.
report on Friedman's shit.
Yeah.
No, he's older than you. He's 36, but he looks like he's 52. What are we doing here?
Oh, well, obviously the gray hairs come from stress.
He's 38?
And
What? Bro, I'm 35. I know I'm kind of immature, but like,
I'm not.
Okay.
What happened, bro?
I'm not real big. It's the stress. Okay. He's stressed from dick riding Sidney Crosby all the time.
How old is Pierre LeBrun? Tell me, because they look like they could be pretty close in age. 54.
LeBron?
The stress of being Elliot Friedman's inferior.
Yeah, the stress of being Elliot Friedman's fucking personal butt slut. That's what the fuck this guy is. Fuck these guys.
Friedman's 55, dude. He looks younger than. All right, I'm not trying to attack
the Canadian genes, obviously.
Damn, bro. Okay, well, that's the...
Yeah, Lance looks 20 years younger than Frank.
Damn near 30. Oh, dude, hockey insiders, and I would hate being an insider. There's too much power and info that I would have. I'd be the worst.
Well, and
Man.
that's yeah, I mean,
I was wondering this the other day, but like, what do you think it takes to get an insider job? Like, do you have to just be in media,
Well,
like hockey
Um,
media?
probably.
the
I mean-
media, you have to gain trust. Like I have a small amount of insight on this just because like I've hung out directly with media guys at games, and so like realistically, you need to be in the media for a amount of time that you build up a level of trust that you're not just going to go blabbing about every little tiny thing that possibly could be, or like you're not blowing up
I don't know how I
with
feel
the
about that job then.
well, that's the thing is that you start out that way, I'm sure, because like I mean like all the players know like Svoboda and Portsline and all and she like they'll all talk to them, you know what I mean, like if they want to ask them a question, hell, like I mean I could have sat and asked them questions too, like personally, just like pulled one of them aside and be like, hey, will you talk to me or something like that. But like you gain respect and you make your connections, and it takes some time. I think too that like getting into sports journalism in general like is a part about making connections. You have to be good at your job, but
You have to know people, basically.
you
just
have
gotta know
to you'll have to get into knowing some people, and it's not I don't know, maybe this sounds like easier than what I mean, because it's not, but like yeah, like it takes a lot of time, dedication. Technically, like if you just started your own publication and you just started reporting right here right now, you could, as long as you're up their ass 24/7, if you're on every single media thing, if you live in Columbus, if you're whatever, if you're up their ass, then you are technically an insider, because nobody else has time to do that. You do, and you're doing it to tell us.
I work in the
news.
arena with the journalists. Does that make me an insider? I mean, I'd be making the food, but that makes me does that make me an insider? Am I an insider?
Not unless
Are
you're
you insider?
not unless you're hearing things like rumors before like they happen or
No,
they come out or anything like that or whatever. I mean,
Yeah,
I wouldn't have considered myself an insider. I heard a couple rumors that I won't repeat, but
Say
it wasn't
it.
like anything
Say it.
major. Really.
Say it.
Did it ever
It
turn
was
out?
just actually I can probably say it now, but it was around the whole Line A time period a few years ago that I just don't think he was well liked in the locker room.
Yeah.
And that's all I'll really say. It's unsubstantiated, unconfirmed rumors, but I think that's already been a well-known rumor. Like that was just one thing I heard behind the scenes that then came to light like later on more.
Yeah.
But that's not like a big secret or whatever. But like
Yeah, that was some
I
very
have to get
interesting
going.
insight. Thanks for that.
So it has been a
Very
wonderful
good
podcast
insight.
with you guys. Thank you very much, Hartsey and Lion, for
Hit the
joining us
button.
tonight. Appreciate you guys as always. Find me on Instagram at Lance Schrock Tattoos. This is me signing off. I'll get this posted when everything's out of here. Thanks, Kevin, as always. I appreciate you. I will see you fellas next week.
Better hit
I
that.
know.
You better hit the
You're
right button. You better
Next
hit the
week.
right button.
Monday at 7 p.m. I'm hitting the
Better
Leaf
hit
studio.
that right button. Don't screw this up. You better hit the
See you
right
guys.
button.
Have a good rest of the night.
Don't screw this up. You better hit the right button.
Everything just cuts off in the middle of it.
All right,
Oh,
go.
brother.
Okay, Hefty, because one time Hefty Duck hit the wrong button, ended the show when I didn't want that, when I wanted to keep going. So he hit the right button this time. I still have some things to talk about here and there, and then we'll get out of here. First things first, I just saw this recently. I want to share this. So John Tortorella becomes the first coach in NHL history to sweep 2 President's Trophy teams. So he did that with the Blue Jackets when he knocked out the Lightning, and then he did it with Vegas when he knocked out Colorado. So if you're a team that's having a good season, you win the President's Trophy, and John Tortorella is the coach in the playoffs. You're going against his team. You don't want that because you're going to lose.
Yeah, Torts is damn good. That's interesting.
What if John Tortorella is the President's winning? What if he's the coach of a President's winning trophy? Does he sweep himself out of the playoffs? Like, what does that mean?
He gets swept. I don't know.
He gets swept.
I don't know. Was he?
Did he actually? I don't know. I don't know if there's any
think
teams that have won the President's Trophy with him behind the fucking bench.
Yeah, was Tampa the President's Trophy winner in 04? I have no idea.
I don't think they were. I think it was like San Jose. I'm not too sure. Now we have to look it up, don't we? And aren't we looking things up? What were we doing in 03-04? I'll tell you that much. Nothing.
Yeah, celebrating the Red Sox finally winning. I mean,
who won the President's Trophy
in 2004?
In 03-04. I don't even know if there was a President's Trophy. I can't see anything. I'm assuming it's either one of 3 teams: New Jersey, Detroit, or like Colorado. That's my assumption.
Yeah.
Those early 2000s, it's got to be one of those guys, right?
Right.
I mean, I don't see the number. I'm trying to find the numbers here.
I mean, I would just look up the standings or something. Like
I did. I think it was Detroit, if I'm correct. Because President's Trophy is what? Most wins or most points?
Well, both. It's points in the win.
Yeah, then it would have been Detroit.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is not shocking at all. It's always Detroit in the early 2000s because they're just too damn good.
Yeah, that's an interesting fact. Sports.
All right. Yeah, isn't that something? He's the only coach to sweep 2 President's Trophy winning teams. So if you won the President's Trophy and you're playing a team that John Tortorella's coached, that means you're going to lose. You don't want that, but it's going to happen.
Well, sometimes
I don't want my team winning the President.
Yeah. Well, when your team wins the President's Trophy, bad things happen. We know that.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I know.
I lagged there for a second. Sorry. What did you guys say?
I said, when your team wins the President's Trophy, bad things don't happen, or bad things happen.
Yeah, bad things happen. Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible. I don't think the Flyers have ever won the President's Trophy. Thank God.
Well,
you don't want it.
Yeah, I don't want it. Yeah, we can listen. If that's the case, then I'm going straight to Briere's office and I'm telling them to tank. We're first in the league. I don't care. Tank it.
I'm just saying the Bruins have won the President's Trophy 3 times in recent memory, and it's only gotten to the second round.
Yeah.
Well, this sport is rigged.
If they're
Don't
lucky.
you get it?
Yeah.
So, okay. Now we're going to play this goal here. With this pass to set up a goal here. This is women's hockey. It's Minnesota playing Minnesota State. And the pass it's Abby Murphy, the name of the girl, the women player. Well, you'll see it on the replay, but watch this pass that she makes. Watch this pass that she makes.
Oh, the one-handed pass.
Yeah, that was the infamous one. Yeah.
There's no way this is from this year.
Yeah. It is from this year.
Was it from this year? I could have sworn this was from I don't know. You don't see passes like that.
Yeah, the way she bats down the puck too is just
up the left side, flips the puck up, bats it out of midair, one-handed. She flips it up, bats it down between the defender's legs. It gets away from her a little bit, but she one-hands it to her.
Yeah, like that's some prime Brad Marchand shit right there.
That's you definitely point to the person that makes that pass to you.
Right.
Yeah,
You know, like when you score a goal off a really good assist, you got to point to whoever gave you that pass.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with that. I saw that. I was like, you know what? I have to share this on the show. Because that is just
this made its rounds like on Twitter like a few months ago, I think.
Yeah.
Damn.
What a
It's
goal.
gross as hell.
And then I saw another goal. I don't know if I can find it or not. But she had another goal where it was just like a slap shot where it was like, screw it, I'm just going to blow it right past you. Where she just it was like she was pissed off and just put everything that she had into it and just blew it past the goal, you know, which is cool.
Yeah, those are fuck you slap shots. That's what
well, that's what it was, Hartsey. That's what it was. It really was that.
When it's like, you know, there's traffic and everything, I'm just fuck it. I'm throwing this to the net as hard as I can. If it hits somebody and breaks a shin, fuck it, right? Fuck you. Those are my favorite kind of goals, actually, where it's just like, fuck you, I'm winding up and firing this.
Right. Because that's what it was. That's what it was. I don't know. Let's see if I can find it. But that's what it was, where she just, all right, wind up slap shot. Screw you. I'm blowing it past you. You got no chance on this one. So sorry. Let's see if I can. If I can't find it, whatever. It can always be on, you know, another show. But you know, we'll pull this off on the screen. Let's see. Let's see if I can. It's on my bookmarks on Twitter, so let's see if I can find it. If not,
You see stuff like that in Chell right before you just break a controller and quit.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, so let's see. So, so I'll just say this before and I'm looking at it. Some space. Hartsey, do you think that Michkov or like Claude Giroux or any of the Flyers players eat the food that you cook?
Dude, Giroux, I have never been around Claude Giroux like in my time of working at the I've only been there for like 2 years. Michkov, probably the catering shit that gets made downstairs. This is very confidential. You guys should be lucky I'm telling you this.
I got it, insider.
Yeah. The food insider.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they've ever eaten my food. I mean, they wouldn't trust me enough to put me in charge of the player fucking food, feeding the players. I don't think they would trust me enough.
They should trust you enough.
I don't think I'm not a 5-star chef, you know. I'm just
You
a
are.
guy that fucking I'm not like a I don't have any Michelin stars.
You're Gordon Ramsay.
I am not Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, you
Bro
are.
is not Chef Gusteau.
But okay, but do you
burn a bowl of cereal from time to time?
But do you okay? But do you think? Do you think?
My shake.
Okay, Hartsey, do you think anyone, any like coaches, whether it be Rick Tocchet or when John Tortorella or anyone else in the Flyers organization has eaten your food?
No.
Well, didn't you say that you served Danny Briere one time?
I don't know if I mean, you know what? I'm not even sure if it's Daniel Briere. There's probably Daniel Briere lookalike now that you mention it. That was probably forever ago too when I just started. When back then we were just like, here, listen, fucking go to this place and fucking do whatever. I do know for a fact that I have made, because what I do now is basically fucking snack prep.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure executives, maybe Briere has eaten something that I've made. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I don't think Daniel Briere, I mean, I've made stuff for Pressbox. Maybe, you know what? It's gone from like a probably not to maybe, because I have made Pressbox stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not really like, I mean, I've delivered food to people in like luxury suites now. That's my stuff. That's what I do now. Lord knows. I mean, now that the season's over and like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing there next year. But I do know for a fact that next season, I don't know. I think next season might be like, I feel like, and this is just a prediction, I feel like I'm going to be in for a long season next season.
The Flyers.
Both. Probably not the Sixers. I know the Sixers aren't doing. Listen, I love the Sixers. They aren't doing shit next year. And also, like usually, and like also another thing, considering that the wings just folded, I'm probably doing less work now. Now that I think about it, the
Yeah, they are
wings, the
trading
fucking
Dylan
lacrosse
Larkin.
team. Who, Detroit?
Yeah, they're trading Dylan Larkin.
Yeah, we're gonna get if we're gonna get Dylan Larkin, we're gonna go to the final.
Yeah.
All right, so I found the goal.
We're getting Larkin. We're getting Larkin. We're getting Larkin. We're getting Werenski. We're getting Hellebuck. We're getting everybody.
And
Everyone
Darnell
wants
Nurse.
to come to Philly now. And Darnell Nurse. We're gonna get Darnell Nurse. I heard he wants to go to Boston. Wyan, what do you think about that?
No.
No. No.
So, all right, I
mean,
found the goal. So
it's us. It's us, Boston, Pittsburgh. Those are his 3 destinations that he wants to go to.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to expand the list.
Yeah. So
fuck off to Pittsburgh. You are not coming here. McNabb's nephew.
Or here.
So this is the goal, and this is what Hartsey would say is like a "fuck you" thing, because it really was. So we're gonna play it. So it's again women's hockey. It's Minnesota. Here we go, and here's Abby Markin. You get the puck, and then just blow it past. Screw you.
Those are goals that I score in fucking World of Chell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really are. Wyan has seen them.
Yeah.
I got a breakaway. I'm fucking pulling back on that right thumbstick so hard.
I mean, literally, this is what you see on the replay. This is what she does here. Just screw you. I'm just
going to the P.
Blow past you. All right, here we go. Here we go. And here we go.
Oh,
I wonder if she's going to the P.
She is.
Yeah.
Wasn't where is she? Did she get? Did she?
She got
She
drafted.
didn't get drafted yet. Did she get drafted?
She did. She did.
Oh, she did. She got drafted by Seattle.
She did. Yeah. So,
oh, she's from Illinois. Kevin, she's from where you're from. She's from Illinois. It says she's from Illinois.
Very nice. So that's cool. Okay, so we're gonna play another goal. This is also Minnesota today. It's just a Minnesota kind of a day. This is the men's hockey team. They're playing Wisconsin, and he just cooks the goal here. So we're gonna play this goal here. So here we go. Although between the legs, upstairs, cooks the goalie. The
I
goalie's
wonder, did
just
he go in the draft?
Ooh.
the guy who scores it is
Zemer.
Brody Zemer. He's a Sabres prospect.
Yeah, he was already drafted.
So he's already well.
Well, he just between the legs upstairs, cook the goalie, no chance.
Yeah, and now the goalie's thinking about his life decisions.
Well,
Wondering how the fuck did I end up here? What did
Yeah,
I
maybe
he
do to
was.
deserve
I
this?
think he was. Look, I'll show. I'll pause it.
Maybe it's a good thing Kevin Adams is joining the Bruins front office. He's helping with this whole drafting thing.
Right. Like, look at this, Hartsey. He's just sitting there like, yep, I got owned.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there before.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
Fuck,
I got. It's like I got owned. I gotta accept that. I got
I've been
owned. I'm
there
gonna
a million
accept that.
times.
It's like I got owned. I'm gonna accept that and move on with my life.
I'm not owned.
I've been sitting. You just sit there and think about everything you've done, and regret life. Maybe hockey wasn't my thing.
Right between the legs. What a great goal.
Goalies go through mood swings, kind of. One day I'm like, yeah, I'm the best fucking guy on this team. Next day, fuck, I fucking need to fucking retire. Turn in all my fucking gear.
But
Put your gear on.
your thoughts on this goal here?
It's very good, Chuck. Like
That looked a little Mahomey. That is what we expect out of Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Kachuk Mahomes. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Patrick is the secret third Kachuk brother we don't know about. You thought Brady's IQ was low? Just wait till you see this guy.
Oh my god.
So another tweet I would like to share. It kind of goes with the bum national media being idiots.
Yeah, we're back to shitting on Frank Saravalli again. Wyan, take it away.
Yeah,
You fucking fat motherfucking bum.
yeah. We're gonna put it. Yeah, so Jason posted this, and it says, "I'm convinced the national media is weaponizing the trend of big players requesting out against the CBJ. It's no secret you don't want Columbus to have any success, but why the constant attacks? Now, apparently Marchenko's on the trade block. Werenski wants out. When will it end?" It's like, yeah, that's
And the lady that wants the Boots card outside of 206 is asking for a new deal. That's hilarious.
What's next? The guy that makes the donuts?
I know, right? It's like, no, but you can't.
Now you're telling me my wife wants a divorce? What the fuck, man? This is bullshit. The national media is bullshitting me.
I do
she
love
wants to
seeing
take
that
the
under
kids.
Elliot's posts. The whole my wife is filing for divorce.
Hearing that my wife is taking the kids to see their new stepdad, Marcus.
Yeah,
Per source.
Marcus Corvon.
Marcus Corvon. Per source, my wife has taken the house.
Per source, my wife has left.
All right.
Karen, please let me see the kids again.
But in all seriousness, so this crap has to stop. It just does. It just does. I've talked enough about it, but anyways.
Yep, 86 Valley.
Yeah, and
Frank Saravalli, why don't you stop rubbing your cock with lotion and fucking give us some real insight?
Yeah, you are just all you eat as much insight as you provide. Which is none.
Oh no, dude, that's fucked.
What Hartsey? I guess last couple of things here. What would be your favorite Flyers jersey that the Flyers have had?
That's a great question, Kevin. And you know what? There's a lot of options. Are you talking about my favorite Flyers jersey that I own or like of all time?
Just all time. We can go to hockey jersey reference if we
Oh, fine. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Let me see. Hold on. Hockey. Nope, that's it. All right. All right. I can't type. NHL uniform database. So I have two that I really like, actually. My first favorite Flyers jersey of all time is the old school, like 2000s black jersey. They're both the black jerseys. My first ones are like the the Lindros era black jerseys. You know, the one that I have. Wine, like the Gagne jersey that I have. You've seen it, Wine. Remember that? That's one of
Yeah.
them. My second one is the Reebok era of the black jerseys, like the first era. Those are my favorite. But I do have a soft. I have a soft spot for the Reebok jerseys, like the when they first dropped. And a lot of people, that one right there, that one's my favorite. The one at the bottom.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the second one, the Reebok ones that I like I like those a lot. But if I had to put another top 5 on it, it would be, yes, those two. Those two are my favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know why. A lot of people hated the Reebok era jerseys. I liked them a lot.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna have to go, like, another personal favorite is the goddamn Winter Classic.
Oh, that's a classic. That's a good look. That's a good
Everyone
look.
likes them.
It does. Yeah.
And honestly, I think they need to come back.
Yep.
With the
Yeah.
hometown remix stuff, or whatever the hell it's called that the league is doing, they
Yeah.
said the Flyers one is going to be gray. I don't know how that one's going to turn out. I'm kind of scared to see how it turns out.
Yeah.
I'm really scared to see how they end up looking.
Yeah.
Verified.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be gray. It's going to be like a silver gray look. Like, how are you going to pull that off?
Especially when your
No.
colors are orange and black.
Yeah.
So, no, this is a good one. This is probably my favorite Flyers jersey right here. Let's see.
I mean, it's just you got a good tarp going. You get a good tarp go. Listen, the outdoor jerseys are probably a rare brand of hockey jerseys. Some of them hit, some of them don't. These are really good. They were so good that they made them alternates.
Yep. So,
Don't know why they got rid of them.
yeah,
But they were the alternates.
very good. So, what would be some like your favorite Bruins jersey?
I mean, I think I've said it before, but I really like the one with the bear. Like
Okay, yeah.
like the actual bear, not Method Pooh bear, but like the real bear.
Yeah. I know what you're getting at. That one. Yeah.
Yep, that one.
Yeah, I like that one too. That's a good one. That's a
Yeah,
good.
they really should bring those back.
Yeah. It's a great look. Any other ones you like?
You got to like the yellow sock era, right?
Yeah.
Those brought on some good looking tarps. I always thought it was weird because it's like when I first saw it, it was like, what's with the yellow socks? Like black jersey, black pants, black helmet, yellow socks. And then I realized, oh, I guess it's the history and the heritage because they used to do that forever ago. It's like mismatch. I never got it.
Yeah. Any other ones you like, Ryan?
I mean, I like their current ones too. The yellow bee.
Yeah.
What are your? I don't know if. What are
I
your
do like-
thoughts on those Centennial ones?
The 2024 ones. Yeah, I really like the middle one there. Yeah, that one's really good.
Yeah.
You got that one?
Yeah, I actually do own that one.
Great
Is it a
logo.
Marchand with the C on it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is, I think.
You think? Just go get up and grab it.
I don't want to.
Yeah. I do like that. I like the Bears shoulder patches that they have now. I do like that. I do like
Yeah.
that. Of course, Blue Jackets. So, um, probably for me personally, if I had to pick, would be the Reebok. Number one for me is the Reebok with the star, and I really like the Kepi logo, and I like what Reebok did with the striping and the collar compared to what Adidas did. That's just me. Like I like that better. It really the extra white and the red really helps pop and help it stand out and break up some of the blue compared to um, what Adidas did. They basically took most of the red and white away and they changed the collar, and it's really blue now.
Are they ever going to change those? I feel like they're not.
I have my own theory, and of course, you always got to give a shout. And if you're talking, I'll get there, but got to give a shout out to the third jersey, and obviously, you're talking the third jersey cannon, and obviously the outdoor game jersey, which is awesome as well. But to answer your question, Hartsey, I have my own theory about this because I've been thinking about this for some time. If you look at how the Blue Jackets have been going about their Civil War theme over the years, it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So the main logo, so the flag that's behind me, that's based off of an Ohio Cavalry unit flag used by the Union Army during the Civil War. And that's been their main logo since 2007. And then obviously, Cannon logo, third jersey since 2010. And like they had the Kepi shoulder patch, and then that's now a Cannon shoulder patch and Cannon third jersey. And then they have the Cannon crew, the people who dress up like Union soldiers at Blue Jackets games that shoot off the cannon when the Blue Jackets score a goal. And, even that god-awful red jersey had the Cannon shoulder patch. And then when the second reverse retro had a Kepi shoulder patch. And up until, the 2024-2025 season, every time the Blue Jackets won a game, they passed out a Kepi for best player of the game. So there's that. And then you look at the outdoor game jersey really going aggressive on the cannon, and there's like chevrons on it, just like what the Union Army wore during the Civil War. And the rumors are that the Blue Jackets jersey in that hometown remix has some inspiration from the cannon, like a cannon logo and a whole bunch of other stuff.
No
and
stinger?
I had no stinger.
Too much celebrating.
Yeah, that's a Discord joke. Anyways.
Not enough celebrating.
But
Street joke, baby.
when you put all those things together, how over the years the Blue Jackets have been using their Civil War theme more and more and more and more. This is just my opinion on it, but it leads me to believe that eventually the Blue Jackets will have the cannon and like more Union soldier stuff as like the main focal point of their identity and jerseys. That's just my opinion on it. I have no reasons to believe if that's actually true or not, but that's just my opinion on it, that I think that the Blue Jackets are probably inching ever so slowly over time to eventually using the cannon as their main logo and then having a shoulder patch of like a Kepi shoulder patch or a Union soldier patch or something, because over the years, the Blue Jackets have really been aggressive about using their Civil War theme.
Oh, well,
Update from Christopher
according to the
Boydell.
Hurricanes, you don't need an identity. What?
You know,
Update
According
from
to the
Christopher
Hurricanes.
Boydell. There's like
they keep changing their away jersey like every 2 seconds, and it's like, what are we doing here?
there's a
What
guy
did
playing
Chris
tennis on
say?
TV right now,
Wine?
and his foot is bleeding. He said there's a guy playing tennis on TV right now, and his foot is bleeding through his shoe.
So
Oh,
I
I
do
wonder
want
if
to
Chris
put.
would join the show now.
I do want to put this up on the screen because I don't want to forget about it. From
Oh my God, it's
Christopher.
Chris. No, I'm
That's
kidding.
Okay, so it's Chris. Okay, so Chris
I
said
think it's
Kevin's
actually
on
Chris.
fire, and I couldn't agree more. And that comment's right around the time when I was just taking a huge dump on Frank Cervelli and the idiot national media. So thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. I appreciate the comment. You're right. I am on fire, and good to know that you agree with me.
You
I
crashed
love
out
your
there for
fire.
a little bit, Kevin.
Well, I did, but it's deserved. It's deserved.
It's deserved because bums like Frank Cervelli can't keep their fat lips shut ever.
Make stuff up, and my goodness, jeez.
Oh boy.
I know, but let's see here. It is just, bah. Let's see. You know what? One of the last things I want to talk about, because it's my show and I can do this, and and I can do this. So I am gonna cook a guy on the show, and I don't care.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh. Here we go again.
Let's see. Oh, I gotta. I gotta look this up here.
Well, while Kevin does that,
I'm gonna look this up.
want to talk about the Florida Panthers being the absolute a-holes that they are? They just traded for Brad Kogutis again.
Yeah, so they're just gonna have like every line
Brad.
just hits you.
Yeah, every line will kill you.
And somehow they're not a single player on that team is gonna be suspended next season.
No.
Not one.
I think Brady Kachuk. Dude, so if I can look at that roster real quick, it is the biggest group of assholes in the NHL. You thought Vegas was you thought Vegas was full of just people? You got both Kachucks, Sam Bennett, Brad Marchand, right? That's crazy enough. They just traded for Garnet Hathaway, which Garnet, I will miss you here in Philly. He's kind of a dick. Who else do they have? Tomasz Nosek, I guess. Noah Gregor, he's a bit of he's an ass. And they just got Radko Gudas.
Like
Gadjevich, dude. What is this team? For Hagee,
it's a bunch of dirty players that won't get suspended because it's Florida.
Yeah. Florida to the final again.
All right. I found the tweet, so here we go. So, okay. So, for context here, because Jason posted on his Twitter page, Cervelli's ripping into CBJ right now, and my response, of course he is. That bum has a weird hatred for the Blue Jackets. He's the idiot that started the Zach Werenski BS / Kirill Marchenko BS. His opinions in regards to the Blue Jackets should be ignored, which is true.
Yes.
This idiot on Twitter, ConMuchoSAUCEO.
Mucho Sasso.
Con mucho sauce says generally how do you have 5K followers? Well, guess what, you little shit. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Why does Uni Blue Soldiers have 5,000? Oh, well, it's over 5,000 followers, but why? Because I started Uni Blue Soldiers in 2014 as just a fun thing to do, to share my thoughts about the Blue Jackets on, Twitter. And then it became a Facebook group page and a whole bunch of other stuff. But point being, I started it in May of 2014. So we're now officially 12 years old. And then eventually I use that to do marches, to cheer on the Blue Jackets, to where they get big and popular, to where I can get like 100 people to show up for a march. And then the Blue Jackets have done 3 marches with me in 2021 and 2022. And Heartsy was at one. And so when you're on Twitter for over 10 years, Heartsy was there. It was awesome. So when you're on Twitter for 12 years now, you build up a little audience there where people like what you have to say and they want to follow you. And they want to know what's going on. When's the next march that I do? I'm just saying that's a big reason why.
We're marching tonight. We're marching tonight.
Yeah. Well, when it's the home opener, I put, hey, we're marching, and I get a good crowd of people to show up, and I get people that say, hey man, I love your march, and I look forward to every year. And it's like, that's great. So you say, hey, how do you have over 5,000 followers? I'll tell you, you little shit. I'll tell you. It's because when you're on Twitter for over 12 years, you're able to build up a good following that like you, and that, Blue Jackets fans that like you. And when you do marches for 12 years, you get a big group of people that like you and follow you, and they want to know what's going on with the Blue Jackets, and they want to know what's going on with your marches. When are you doing another march? It's so, and like I said, so big and so popular that it's been all over the media in Columbus. It's been on TV. It's been talked about on 97.1 The Fan, which is radio. And then the TV, it's been ABC 6 News, NBC 4, 10 TV. It's been on the marches that I've done for Union Blue Soldiers. It's been on the scoreboard at Blue Jackets games. It's been featured all over social media on the Blue Jackets social media pages. And the Blue Jackets have featured it in a ticket ad during Blue Jackets games on TV. So I don't know. You put all those things together. That's why Uni Blue Soldiers, me, has over 5,000 followers on Twitter. Also, this is interesting. Let's see here. Let's look at you for a sec here. You have 7 followers, you idiot. My goodness. A guy with 7 followers is ripping on me for having over 5,000. Go fuck yourself, dude. Screw you. You have no room to clock.
Absolutely.
You have no room to clock. A guy with 7 followers is chirping me for over 5,000. Sit this one out.
That's 7 followers since March 2020, by the way.
Right. That's awful.
Oh my god.
So sit this one out, dude.
He's just jealous he can't grow a following like that.
My goodness, you bum. I am proud of look at 5,595. So getting close to 6,000. Yeah, you too can have over 5,000 followers if you put in the work and you build up put in the work
and not be an asshole.
It's too much work to leave his mom's basement.
Oh my god.
You can have over 5,000. You can have over 5,000 followers if you want to put in the work and not be a dick. But no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So yeah, that's why I have it, and it's awesome. It's awesome that I've been able to do stuff like do marches and get like 100 people to show up for a march. And I can do stuff like, at one point in time, I had my own beer because of this. And I can do stuff where the Blue Jackets themselves, like the marketing department, actually wanted to do a march with me 3 times. 3 times. What are you doing, dude? Absolutely nothing in that regard. You're just sitting on there, just kind of being a dick on Twitter. 7 followers, my ass. Sit this one out. You have no room to talk. My goodness.
Also, we have some breaking news. The Florida Panthers have acquired RFA goalie Akira Schmid from Vegas for a 3rd-round pick.
Yeah, of course. Interesting.
Looks like Bob ain't staying.
No.
Yeah, that was basically already reported that he's testing free agency.
So I'm not. So
But
I'm
Akira
just.
Schmid, like that's a backup, pretty much.
So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. There's a reason to that idiot. There's a reason why I have 5,000 followers because I don't know.
And while you guys are listening, you might as well follow Union Blue Soldiers.
That's right. You should.
Follow Union Blue Soldiers. Don't follow Mucho Sasso, whatever his shit was.
That's right. You totally follow Union Blue Soldiers on Twitter. You should do it.
Yeah. If you follow Union Blue Soldiers on Twitter, then you are, in fact, mucho as hell.
Soldier.
Unlike, you will be a blue soldier, and once you're Union Blue Soldiers, you be Union Blue Soldiers for life.
That means you were in the Civil War. You fought for the Union.
You fought for the Union.
Jackets. Mega fan.
Anyway, so you just throw that. You can do cool stuff with social media these days. If you put in the work, you get good at it. You get some people that follow you. You can get stuff like you can have your own beer, like I have, and you can get the Blue Jackets to do marches with you, like I have, and you can be on TV, have your marches on TV, like I have, and you put in the work, you can do it, and you get people that follow you that like you. Hey, I want to see what this guy has to say, or I like the marches. I want to know when's the next march. So that's how. Anyways, just
Yeah, get wrecked on Mucho Sasso.
Yeah, scrub.
Get absolutely destroyed.
Anyways, that's the end of that. So, and
brother.
Yeah. Speaking of Union Blue Soldiers, we do like those marches that we do, marches that Heartsy's been to,
Check it out.
Look at it. Look at all these fun times that we've had marches, from
only you could possibly be on TV if you just don't be an ass.
Yeah.
Join the cause.
Also,
because I'm willing to bet you've been, because I'm willing to bet you've been to one of those marches. I bet you had a great time.
He organized all of them.
I did.
Yeah.
I've gotten Clay Hull from ABC6 News to show up, and the people who throw T-shirts in the crowd at Blue Jackets games to show up. I got Stinger to show up 3 times.
3
times. So, just say. Let's see. So, look, just look at our marches. They're a lot of fun. They bring Blue Jackets fans together. Our next one will be October 2025. No, I'm sorry, October 2026 for the Blue Jackets home opener. So you check it out. It's a great time to be with your fellow Blue Jackets fans.
What's the difference?
It's a great time to be with your fellow Blue Jackets fans. So you gotta check it out. But anyways, so yeah, the Wine or Heartsy, do you have anything else to say? Do you have anything else to say?
Well, you know what? I got something to say. I just want to say, because before we get out of here, I just want to give a quick shout out to Danny Briere. For being The absolute what? You know, he went out and he got Joseph Wall, and he went out and he got Simone Benoit. He's had a great offseason. I wish people would stop hating on him. And to all the Flyers fans on Twitter that are genuinely the most miserable people on earth, when these picks and signings and trades and everything works out and we eventually get the job done and probably, you know, I want people to remember this. If we ever win the cup, I want all those Flyer fans who have said, you know, sell the team, fire this guy, fire that guy. I don't want to hear a damn thing from them. All right. Because I've seen after the Sokolovsky pick, which was, I don't know, what, Friday?
Yeah.
I want everyone who said that this, and I hope this Sokolovsky kid works out and he becomes like the next Chris Pronger. I want everyone who said, oh, this kid's not going to fucking do anything. I want them all to just shut the fuck up. Because I'm tired of seeing the negative Nancy's all over the internet saying, you know, who think that no, you know, we can't do anything right. Briere can't draft. I want all the negative Nancy's to just shut the fuck up.
Yep.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. Anything
That's
else?
the bottom line.
And that's the bottom line.
Anything else to say, Wine?
No, I got nothing to say.
Anything else
How about you,
to say, Wine?
Yeah, I would like to call out Don Sweeney for being such an idiot and
Yeah.
drafting a second round goalie when you have 2 NHL goalies signed, 3 AHL goalies signed, and another RFA AHL goalie. You did go with the Paterka trade, but yeah, what are you doing, man? And you're gonna sign Rasmus Anderson to a terrible contract on Wednesday. I can feel it. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. I guess last couple things I'll say, and then we'll get out of here because this show's been over 3 hours.
Been here for 3 hours.
My goodness. But that's just how it is sometimes, you know. I would like to, you know, Hartsey said, oh, you don't like all the negativity from the Flyers fans and all that sort of stuff. And I can relate to that. Some of these Blue Jackets fans out there, it's just way too negative for my liking. It's doom and gloom and everything's the worst. And it's like, God, my goodness, stop, settle down. I'm not even saying anything's perfect. There's things you can criticize the Blue Jackets for, and then there's things you can praise them for. But my goodness, just stop. Just stop. Some of you're more of the casual variety. You really don't pay attention to the Blue Jackets that much. Maybe you'll go to a game or two. You'll watch a game. And then I see
hot take fetish.
Yes, and then they see him talking like, "What is that? That was garbage. That awful take." And some of you're more interested in Ohio State football. That's what you mostly pay attention to, and if that's your thing, fine. But then at the same time, I don't know, maybe get a little more educated with hockey before you start talking here. That's just my thing, because for some of you, you're just so spoiled rotten by Ohio State that you think everything's going to be good all the time, and it doesn't work like that. That's not that realistic. That is the exception to the rule. You're not always going to be that good like Ohio State football is all the time. There's going to be ups and downs and everything else in sports. And at the minute when something doesn't go your way, you freak out. And I see that say, oh my God, we lost a game. It's the worst thing ever. And, Don Waddell this, Don Waddell that, and trade this guy, fire the coach. It's like, stop, settle down. I don't need you to do that. Look, you can keep that negativity and consistent doom and gloom that you do away from the Blue Jackets. It's just, we don't need that. That's the one thing that I've seen people bring this up, and I agree with that, is that the Blue Jackets over the years, let's call it what it is, average at best, sometimes bad, sometimes good. But they have ever get on a place where they're consistently good, which I believe they absolutely can do, that's the one thing I do worry about, is that our fan base will get ripped on because a lot of the crazy Ohio State people will latch on to that. And then our fan base will get a little more crazy and get ripped on. And because then if we lose a game, like, are they going to send a death threat to a coach like they did to Ryan Day because he lost to Michigan? And then he had to get extra security and all this, all this, all this other junk because we lost against Michigan. And that's a game that you can't really lose at Ohio State, but still, don't be sending threats. That's just bad. So some of this just doom and gloom with the Blue Jackets fan base, it just needs to stop. And some of you're just spoiled rotten by Ohio State that you think it's always going to be good, and it just doesn't work out like that. And I've noticed that when you call that out on Twitter, it's upset some people because I get it, but it's just like, because, you're letting the Ohio State bias get in your way here. So that's just that. You just need to stop. And it's a small group of people because most people are not like that at all. There's people in the Blue Jackets fan base, they like both the Blue Jackets and Ohio State, and they're not like that at all. But it's only a small group of people that kind of ruin it, and it needs to stop.
You all need to stop. It's just stop.
Being so doom and gloom all the time, it just it just needs to stop. That's just me, though. So, Heartsy and Wine, do you have anything else to promote?
Yeah, Michkov's Kitten on Twitter and Insta and TikTok. I'd be posting on TikTok way more, and I feel like I should probably promote
I didn't even know you had a TikTok.
Yeah, well, Kevin knows.
I do. Yeah.
Kevin knows everything. I've been posting on TikTok.
Yeah.
So you should check that out.
So
Please do.
Wine, do you have anything to promote?
Please.
Yeah, follow me on Bruins on Twitter at the Bruins Lion 2.
Number 2.
Subscribe to the YouTube Brew Jackets.
That's right. So, since Wine brought it up, you should like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be greatly appreciated. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please tell your family. Please tell your friends. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And as always, I have to give a shout out to my awesome Uncle Doc, the best of the best. What a guy. Life of the party. I love seeing you at birthday parties and family get-togethers and holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter and so much more. Big hockey guy. You love the Blackhawks, but the Blue Jackets became your second favorite team, and I appreciate that. And I wish you're still here so I could talk some hockey with you, could get your thoughts on how you think the Blackhawks season went and how you think the Blackhawks draft went. And I tell you my thoughts on how I think the Blue Jackets season went and how I think the Blue Jackets draft went. And yeah, so wish you're still here so I could talk some hockey with you, because you are my guy. I miss you. Miss you so much. You're loved by your family and friends. You are missed by your family and friends so much, including me. So shout out to my awesome Uncle Doc. Thank you for everything.
Oh, yeah.
The next week's show will be on Monday, July 6th, 2026 at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, live on YouTube and Twitter. Again, the next show will be Monday, July 6th, 2026 at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. If the Blue Jackets do anything in free agency, we'll talk about that. We're going to have another player report card to talk about. Who's that player going to be? Development camp. that'll be news. We'll talk about that and so much more. So check that out. Next week's show will be Monday, July 6th, 2026 at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And one last time, I did it earlier on in the show, but check out Uni Blue Soldiers. Check out Uni Blue Soldiers. Follow Uni Blue Soldiers on all social media platforms. Check out Uni Blue Soldiers. We do marches and so much to bring Blue Jackets fans together and so much more. So check out Uni Blue Soldiers. Check out Uni Blue Soldiers. So that's it for me and Happy Duck. Heartseen and Heartseen Wine. Thanks for coming on the show. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. So
Enjoy
thanks,
your
everyone.
4th of July weekends.
Yes, have a good 4th of
Yes.
July weekend, everyone. America,
And
everyone.
Canada Day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Canada
and-
Day. Shout out Canada Day.
Yeah, and try to enjoy free agency, even though it's like terrible.
Yeah. Anyways, so thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you. We'll see you next time. And
Smell
check
ya.
out Uni Blue Soldiers. Don't forget, check out Uni Blue Soldiers. All right. Bye now.
Yay.
Fuck you, Frank.